Yeah, we were just hanging out back behind the scenes. Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Trip Starlick, and I welcome you back to the Starlick Observatory. We're here with the Straw Hat Raiders to talk about One Piece again. It's like 3 book club streams in a month. It's crazy.
I know. You
But
guys
it's
are
been
getting
fun.
extra.
This time we're talking about Fishman Island Saga, and I'm here today with my friends Dr. Toto Hex, Realm, and Paper Dawn. As usual, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure.
Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Toto Hex, the smartest science turtle in your ocean Chan, here underwater as a turtle VTuber for Fishman Island.
Perfect setting, right? My name is Realm, Professor Guide to the Stars, local mermaid enjoyer. Happy to be here.
Paper Dawn, artist, a local mermaid not enjoyer.
Uh-oh.
Again.
Whoa! Is that why you're kicking me already?
I'm fired.
No, I'm
Sheesh.
And also, Toto, thank you for the 13 months of being a slugling. 1
Oh.
year plus a month. And this One Piece is real. Yeah, you really want to call yourself a mermaid enjoyer after this arc? I don't know. We're here to discuss today. Well, before we get to the mermaids, we'll have to start at the beginning of the saga. But gosh, yeah, I think even behind the scenes, we all have mixed feelings about this. So I guess this might be an interesting discussion.
I mean, I guess we do have to, before we get to Fishman Island, we should talk about Return to Zapati, the really, really short arc before
Yeah.
this.
It's like 5 chapters.
Mhm.
It's not too bad. Yeah, I mean, I liked that they weren't just like jumping on into the next adventure. They were all literally meeting up, like Luffy said they were going to meet up 2 years later at Sabaody Archipelago.
Mhm.
And Zoro got there first.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was the best. And he kept calling people by their number, and he was like, I'm number what?
I'm number one.
Yeah, I
We
was
actually
really.
did rate their designs last time,
Yes.
but do you guys have any new thoughts on their new designs and powers now that we've seen them in action?
I think I like some of them more than I thought I was. Maybe just the anime screenshots maybe really don't not like
Yeah, the
some of
anime
them.
Yeah.
screenshots were kind of off model.
Yeah, but I was really worried Zoro because he looks so much different, and he has like the scar and like he's wearing a more standard samurai outfit. So I thought he was gonna be like way more stoic and kind of lose part of his personality, but he didn't.
No.
I was glad.
No,
Like
no,
none of their
it gets
personalities
I
changed.
feel dumb.
Yeah, none of their personalities changed, which was nice.
gets on the wrong ship to go to Fishman
Ugh.
Island and then cuts it up and then comes back up to the surface like I got on the wrong ship. I was trying to go fishing.
And then accuses
Yeah.
them of kidnapping him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if any of their personalities would change, but no, really not at all. Maybe only one that's changed maybe is like Sanji's gotten worse, but like
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
I guess a the fucking really stupid plot reason for it, but like
Yeah.
I guess there is a plot reason.
I think
Yeah.
Robin did change very subtly in that she's happy now, you know?
Yeah, she's smiling.
It's still
a lot.
quiet, but she's like, she plays along with her jokes. She is very calm and chill. She's like the mom of the group.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think because everyone is still themselves at their cores, I was fine with the changes to their outfits and everything. It was like because I was worried because they look all different, they would be different characters, but they're not. Mostly,
Yeah,
they're still
what did you guys
themselves.
think of Frankie? Because he changed a lot.
He did change a lot.
Wasn't crazy about his design at first, but it's like fine. I think it's kind of funny the way he is, but yeah.
Yeah.
Still don't love it.
And it's fun seeing like all of like Luffy and Usopp and Chopper being like, "Oh my God, you're so cool!"
Yeah, I
He just
like-
has like the stupidest robot towers.
Yeah.
Is like the joke there some kind of like it's like a young boy's fantasy. That's
Yeah.
why like Robin and Nami just keep having like the dots. Like they
They're
keep
just
making sure there's like a
it looks
panel
so
of them
fucking
not
weird.
caring.
Yeah, nipple lights and the hands inside the hands.
Yeah, because he's like, I don't know, a child's dream. Like, what if I could be half a robot?
Yeah.
And like
And then
changing your hair
He's
on
like,
command.
press my nose, Robo. He starts
Yeah.
saying Robo and everything, even though he doesn't have to.
Yeah, he was cool. Again, I wasn't sure how they were gonna like make his character like I don't know. It's hard to. He looks like just like a mech. I still think it's a little strange to have such a big character on their team. Like I guess it like is with size diversity, but Again, I hope they don't have to go into a small hallway anytime soon.
What I mean,
might
he'll
have to
just
sit
like blast it
outside.
open with a laser or something.
Yeah.
I feel like whatever. Oh,
But I think it's cool. Like for the most part, it's fine.
yeah.
I like how you can see the scars on his body is like where you can tell he expanded his body.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Made it
Yeah.
even bigger.
Yeah, he is the most different. But I think it's fine now. At first I didn't really like it in the anime screenshots, but in action it's fine. It doesn't bother me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of miss Nami's short hair, but she still looks pretty with the long hair.
I like her with the long hair. She looks
Yeah.
more like a woman instead of a girl.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's like-
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
I like-
older now, but
Mhm.
I like her with long hair. I think the bikini's a little much, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's like it's fan service, obviously.
Yeah. I don't really get why. Like, I wish there was that. The only like gripe in general I have with the character design changes is like the reasoning for their changes don't seem to be like that noticeable. Besides like Frankie and some others, but I don't really get Chopper's or anything. I think we talked about this last time, but
I
Yeah.
like Chopper's transformations, the way he
Me
grew
too.
up into like
Yeah.
a full reindeer now.
Yeah.
and I saw that one of the in between chapter things they explain that his like hat is under that big hat. But like, why does he have the big hat thing? I
To
just don't get it.
protect it? I
Protect it.
don't know.
Makes for an
Yeah,
easier
his like
question.
normal version did not change at all. He's still as marketable as before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still Pikachu.
Oh
Abide.
yeah, Usopp got ripped. He's like a really
Yeah,
ripped-
Usopp, absolute winner. No matter what
Yeah.
you say, he is
Usopp's
that guy.
the best in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
God.
like Usopp's redesign. Because he
Yeah.
was kind of wearing weird overalls with no shirt anyway, so
Mhm. Now he
Yeah.
just went full shirtless.
yeah.
So yeah, their outfits will change with every arc anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I figured.
I actually don't like Brooks' redesign. I liked him as top hat skeleton.
Yeah. It's okay. Knowing that he was like a international musician or whatever made it make more sense. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, I guess that's fine. Shrug. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, it
I'm
seems
pretty
like it's.
disappointed by. Oh, sorry.
No, I was
Go
just gonna say it almost seems like that came after the design change. It was like, well, we need an explanation on why he's like this. So, like,
Mm. I don't know. It might be that we
Hey,
go
but
to other islands. and
Perona's
people will-
redesign though. Perona looks good.
Yeah,
She
Perona.
does.
Oh yeah,
I forgot you see her pretty early.
got lady.
Luffy
I don't
looks-
think any of the other like friendly characters got a redesign though. It was just Perona got
Didn't
one.
what's her face? Is it? Oh god, I'm so bad with names. Is
Which
it
one?
Cammy?
Oh, Cammy?
Okay, me?
She got a
Cammy,
slight
yeah.
redesign. Yeah, she got a slight redesign. I think
Mm.
A little.
she just like looks a little older.
Yeah, I was sad that
Yeah.
she didn't make as many dumb faces this time, but it's
Yeah.
No, we didn't spend as much time with her this time.
I know.
And Duval still looks the same.
Yeah. Duval looks the same.
Boa
Yeah.
looks the same.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed with Luffy's redesign though. He got really fat.
He got fat.
I know. He got really fat and he started hanging out with this like gross crew.
I know.
Right?
It was like truly heartbreaking when Chopper actually thought they were like the Straw Hats.
And then they see like fake Robin get kidnapped and then they don't do anything. And Chopper's like, no, how could you?
Yeah.
Cute. Oh yeah, and it's like especially heartbreaking. Like we literally went to go save her, and now you
I
don't care.
know.
Oh, but Luffy also was like hanging out with them too.
Yeah, like fake Zoro and Sanji. And then he was like, you guys became great friends.
Yep. I guess the
Impossible.
two-piece. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I feel like Imposters is very realistic for such an infamous crew. They're kind of losers though.
Yeah, like big losers.
They're all just losers though.
And like there was like Hey Arnold football head Nami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
She was
my
kind of
God.
cute. I like that character design. Oh, does she have a name? I look up
I
fake
think they
Nami.
all have names. I know that the one, the Luffy one is Two Tongue Tomorrow Black. I don't know the other ones.
The fake Nami's name is Chocolat without an E. It's chocolate without an E.
Oh, chocolate.
She's kind of cute. There's
Chocolate.
like you can get a figure of her.
You have interesting taste, right?
She's got like a big belly. It's really funny.
It's really funny. I don't think it's attractive though, unless you're into that.
It doesn't have to be attractive. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
She's got a fun little shaped nose.
She does kind of look like Hey Arnold.
They should just
huh?
like they should have just she looks like a Hey Arnold character.
They look like they're not from the same like manga. They look like
Yeah,
they're
you're
from a
right.
different series.
I just posted like the manga thing, but like she's cute. I like her.
It's funny. Hey, it's all right. We can all have our own opinions.
Oh my god, I can't believe you posted that.
Oh
She's
yeah,
She's cool.
I love the Hank Hill seaman.
Yeah,
though,
literally.
in the Discord. You can join the Discord in the about section. It's like right there if you want to see it.
I got one more stupid me. Just
Oh god.
Oh god. What the heck?
Oh,
that's a good
people
show.
drawing so much joke art.
I know.
I am
Wait,
shook as
okay. To be fair, like in the anime, they took the first OP "We Are" and then they made a fake Straw Hat version of it called "We Were."
We
Wait,
were.
what? Wait, really? I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah. Yeah, mostly it's just I really liked that it was just everybody getting back together and then everyone on that like supported them was like preventing anyone from stopping the Straw Hats from continuing on their adventure.
What do you guys think of Kuma though? Because Kuma was there.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
because they explained Kuma's actually
I
not
had
that
a-
guy.
I had a feeling. I mean, like, maybe they made it pretty obvious at that point, but there was like a reason they were getting teleported to specific areas, and like they weren't dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. That
Yeah,
like
But
Kuma like
now Kuma
programmed.
is dead. That was his final request.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He is all machine.
He's on machine.
it's cool that he like programmed something for him to do after he lost his mind. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah, the forethought
Yeah.
is pretty
From
good.
Vegapunk.
Yeah. Yeah, and Frankie really likes Dr. Vegapunk.
I mean, he was on his like island.
Yeah, he was on his
with
island.
Technology and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So that's cool, I guess. I don't know them, but
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Vega and they're punk.
and they're punk.
Whoa,
Wow.
so astute.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
might meet them someday. We shall see.
I guess, I don't know, is there anything else we want to share about Return to Savouti? I don't know.
I did like Luffy's like little reveal thing. That was pretty cool. Everyone
Yeah,
like
oh-
freaking out, and he just
yeah.
takes down the
Yeah,
The
the
fake Kuma.
pacifistas.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they could take it down quickly.
Oh, someone said something in chat, but they said they called him a great character, Karibo.
Oh, yeah, we mean...
Everyone's favorite, right?
I know.
So cool. He's
No.
so awesome.
I don't believe you.
Stupid sludge man. He's like just like made out of swamp.
I
Yeah.
just look. I thought the slow fruit was dumb, but no, I think the whatever mud fruit or whatever is the worst. I mean, it's useful for him, but his face, man. There's something
Yeah.
about it. It's just revolting every time I look at it.
I hate how he's always has the same like weird expression. It's almost like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just very strange.
Wrong,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
He had like a weird like religious theme to him
Oh really?
where he was like, ah, I must kill these for like the sake of the holy whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I like completely forget. I'm trying to
And
ignore
Just
Caribou.
had, like a
I'm
lizard on
sorry.
his head. And
I'm
didn't do
trying
it.
to not think about it.
What did he even
Oh,
do?
what did he do? Yeah, I don't know. He's there, and he has the optimal power for kidnapping. You're right, Wally.
The gross power for kidnapping.
It's a pretty gross power, though. Yeah, and his face is just bad, and his motivations are confusing and not compelling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just his motivations are so strange. It's like he's just kind
Yeah,
of like
and he like barely has any plot significance in this arc.
I know.
yeah. It was very strange to see him come back, especially towards the end. I was like, what?
Oh
Really?
yeah,
We're doing
he's
this
here.
again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that was kind of the point, but like it was also just like, what? Wait, what was that? What was the point of that? Like, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to it, but like it's like I hated. I think what I think the point of it is, I really despise.
Right. How do you feel about Caribou Realm?
He's not worth mentioning, honestly. He just really sucked.
Yeah.
You know, like I could not make any argument for him because, like you said, he literally just made no significance. Even like when he got on the ship, it's just like what the hell are you doing here? You literally made no headway. Like you could have had
Yep.
a book. You could have had like a book or manual that would have been more useful than him.
Yeah.
So like, why even bother?
Why even bother?
There was one gag I liked with him, and that was when he was on the ship. He had stowed away on the ship while they were traveling to Fishman Island. He was in a barrel, and he was like monologuing to himself on how he's going to take out the whole crew, and you just see like Frankie in the background.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Coming up
I
to
did
him.
think that was
Yeah.
really
Like
funny.
seeing
Yeah.
him and just like staring at him.
I can imagine
And
that
just, like,
really
nailing
be
him
really.
down inside of it.
I can imagine that animated is really funny too.
Yeah.
Like just like mid inner monologue, you see him in the background appear, kind of thing. That would have been really good.
He's like leaning in, zoom in.
Yeah.
That's
just
the only
points to
part I liked about
Frankie.
Caribou this whole arc.
I know.
When he gets his ass beat. Like,
Yeah, I like when he gets his ass just totally handed to him.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, and his brother's name is Koribo, and I'm not or Koribou, and I'm never gonna remember that is
No.
his name because it's so similar.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
But yeah, so the Straw Hats reunite. They have their ship coated, and they escape the Marines and head down to the depths.
The depths, yes, of the sea. Yeah, they coated so it's all bubbly, and they talk about how like it's fine to shoot one thing through it, but not two things through it. But I kind of think they like gave up on making that like a serious thing partway through. Yeah, I feel like that was like it felt like it was supposed to be a major plot point, but then it was kind of like, whatever. At the end of it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then they fight the Kraken.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I
Oh,
think my
yeah.
favorite part of Caribou is that he hires Momu to direct his ship.
Oh yeah, you see Momo again, and then like Momo sees like Luffy and Zoro, and it's just like no.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely not.
He just runs away. Yeah, Momu. That was nice. I feel bad that Momu's traumatized, but
I think it's really. I think it's really funny that he like. It's like a good underestimating moment where like the guy, like Caribou, like underestimates them, and like even like his backup plan, they like already know, and he's terrified of them.
yeah,
That's funny.
he's already terrified. They're like, "What's going on?" But that's when Caribou gets on the go.
Oh, Thousand Sunny. Yeah.
Thousand Sunny. I was like gonna say Go Sunny. I was like, that's not right. Yeah, we did see Rayleigh and Roger stuff. It's true. I mean,
Oh,
Rayleigh's
yeah.
still he's cool.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, he's hot. He was like. They had like this like shot of him just like chilling, like reading the newspaper, and he's wearing shorts, and he just looked like really good. I was like, damn.
Mhm.
He's cool.
He's cool, Grandpa.
Yeah, man. Every time he like smiles at Luffy. Oh, that was a good scene too that I forgot to mention. When like Luffy's like, I'm gonna be king of the pirates, and he starts like crying. I was like, oh my god. I was like, that's like one of my favorite elements of the story, I think, yet, is like everyone seeing Roger and Luffy. Oh, also, is this when you see that like Roger had the straw hat in like the
Is this the
flashback?
first time we see that?
It might be.
Maybe it been mentioned, but like it was the first time you definitely saw young Roger.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
to be the case. Yeah, that it was.
I don't
first time.
remember, so you guys will have to tell me.
But yeah, that was pretty
That's the
cool,
first time.
and like I was like, oh, I just love that. I love this idea that like he's like Luffy's like living on like Roger's
legacy.
dream kind of thing. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so cool, and like everyone everyone loved like Roger so much, so it's like everyone's so charmed to see Luffy like living on through him. It's so cool.
That's true. That's true.
Oh yeah, and then like really like cries as he
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
it hurts. but
It
in
was
a
very
good way.
sweet.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really like touching moments like that in this manga, which is nice, I think.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a
He
nice.
says
I
something
love.
like, I guess I'll live a little longer.
Yeah, I really like manga stories like that where there's this like uplifting, like the next generation will like, even if you think everything's fucked, like the next generation can continue to make things good, and like it gives people like hope, like the past generation hope. That's like so nice. Like
Yeah,
Yeah. Speaking of that, we can talk about Fishman Island,
that's true. Well,
which
yeah,
is very much
they're
that
going
thing.
down. I like that Luffy wanted to make friends with the Kraken and succeeded.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I love the Kraken as he went more along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was like the big blowfish fishman that came out of nowhere.
Oh yes.
Watatsumi.
oh yeah,
Watatsumi, yeah.
the big
Yeah,
guy.
and then you see the Vanderdecken pirates,
Mm-hmm.
Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, this arc did a good job with scale. That was pretty crazy. I remember like thinking like the antagonist in what was his name? The big guy in like Thriller Bark was pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just showing these characters show up here, I'm like, oh my
Oh
god!
my,
Like,
yes.
it's like as
That
big as an
said,
island.
this guy kind of sucked compared to Oars.
Definitely.
Yeah. But it's like scale wise, it's crazy. Or when you see like the big fish that will eventually be named, like when you were looking at them, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they run to like blobfish underwater too.
Yeah, I do like they get to like the depths and there's all these like undersea creatures that you just don't think about existing.
Mhm.
I think they were well depicted and they were scared, but also I don't know, they didn't know where the trio headed off. I feel like they're the trio because they're always
Yeah.
like running away together.
Yeah, they went to fight the Kraken and they got separated from the crew
Yeah.
because of the volcano, the underwater volcano.
Yeah, Zoro and Luffy and Sanji. Which is good, because Sanji needed to go do something. Because he was like, yes, we've avoided saying it, but this whole time, it's just going to get worse, where he can't handle looking at someone.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
we
totally
forgot to
forgot
mention
about
that.
that.
Luckily. Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Every-
my god.
Who's Sanji?
Who's
Sanji who?
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I guess we
this-
could talk about it later, because it just gets worse.
Yeah.
What a wonderful
I
plot
hate that
point.
it goes from like a gag to actually being like a plot point. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
It did, because Chopper's like, oh god, he's gonna die. So
he
Yeah,
lost
it
too much blood from nosebleeds from
Yeah,
looking at mermaids.
it was like how you it's like how you established like the fucked up racist laws they have in the Fishman Island was like his nosebleeds. It's like
I
what?
know.
What?
It's like there must have been a better way
was-
to do that.
that was the first part that I was like actually embarrassed. Like I was like, Oda, like what? Like
Oh, fuck.
like this is like so tropey and stupid.
What are you doing?
Like not in like a funny cool way, like or a funny like what do you call it, self-aware way.
Yeah.
It felt more like he literally thought this would be hilarious, or this would be like a really like funny charming scene. It's like
I don't
this
know.
is really hard to read right
I
now.
know. It's strange. I guess back to the current plot. Oh yeah, so they like are going off, doing the thing. They come back. They're dealing with blobfish and also the anglerfish.
Oh yeah.
And then they meet the Unibozu, the Watasumi guy.
Yeah, Watatsumi.
Watasumi.
And
With
the
Vanderdecken.
pirates. They don't really fight because then the underwater volcanoes start going off, and then they need to boost themselves all the way to Fishman Island.
Yeah, and Brooke is like, "Oh God, it's a ghost ship. I'm so scared of ghosts," even though he's dead. And, yeah, there's basically it's a cutaway, right? And then they all are like in
Yeah,
Fishman
'cause
Island.
it's like multiple levels
yeah,
inside of the bubble of Fishman Island.
yeah, they're all in different parts
Mm-hmm.
of Fishman Island. But then it's okay because Kami's there and she's cute.
Yeah, give them like a quick tour through like different places.
Yeah, with Usopp and Chopper and Luffy.
Yeah, I wish we had spent more time like establishing how like Fishman Island was like the slums, or not Fishman Island, the Fishman district in Fishman Island.
Yeah, yeah, they mention it in like flashbacks, but you don't see it except in flashbacks, really.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really get that vibe uh, originally. I just kind of thought it was a pretty. It seems pretty small at first, Fishman Island.
Yeah.
So I wasn't
Mhm.
sure like the scale of how many
Yeah,
districts they had or how
I
many
felt
different
like they
areas they
didn't
had.
do a really good job of establishing the locations there. They
Yeah.
kind of just hopped around different places. I never
Yeah, I
got a
wasn't
sense of, like
sure.
I knew where things were.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was because I was reading it in black and white or not, but I was just kind of like getting lost in the
Hmm.
areas. Like I wasn't really, especially in the beginning. I feel I wasn't really sure like what this place was shaped like or like where one area was compared to
Hmm.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were definitely jumping around a lot, like you said. Yeah.
I know it's also confusing when it's in black and white whether they're underwater or they are like in the bubble
Yeah.
because sometimes they'll
Yeah.
be floating in the air, but that's because they have the little like bubble hula hoops around them or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Little bubble.
Yeah, that was weird too because it was very important to know when their bubble was around them, especially with Luffy, because he like
Hmm.
couldn't survive if he didn't have it. And there were
Yeah.
times where I was like, wait, he doesn't have a bubble around him. Is that like a mistake, or is he not underwater right now? And I guess like, oh, I guess he's not underwater right now. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
It's yeah, a little confusing
It
sometimes.
was a little confusing, I would agree.
I think
Very much,
reading it
yeah.
in color definitely helped a lot
Yeah.
with this part.
Yeah. Yeah, I read some of it in black and white, some of it in color. And it was way more obvious what was happening in color.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did even with the color, I did feel more than one occasion they were just like, oh yeah, you cool, cool. So anyway, getting to the
Yeah.
plot where that I'm trying to explain it to you. What?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's hard. Oh, I thought that the little guppy mermaid girls, they're so cute.
Oh yeah,
That were
and they
like,
have like
"Wow,
little
who are
verbal
you?"
tick.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't know. I thought they were just like little kids, but then they're actually guppies made it better for me.
They were really cute. They were super cute.
Yeah.
And him, Charlie,
Yeah.
off mommy, big shark lady.
Yeah. And they run in
And then
the
it's like
mermaid
really
cafe.
briefly mentioned that
That's
she's
it.
Arlong's sister.
Peak plot.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, they mention it like later.
And they
Yeah.
mentioned it later, and it's just like a throwaway, like really quick, and you're like, wait, what?
Like it
Yeah.
didn't have that much
Mhm.
bearing on the plot, but it could have. I
Yeah.
feel like.
It could have, considering how much her character for what she was drove like the conflict.
Yeah, part of the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all Karibo's fault, right? Because he like kidnaps the mermaids and then they blame it on the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
And that's like the only thing that like Karibo does that's plot relevant this whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, everyone except for Sanji because he's like dying of blood loss because he can't handle all these beautiful mermaids. They all explore. They explore the kingdom, the island. I know like the three brothers of the three princes, I suppose, show up at one point. Because they have something to tell Luffy, but they're too slow.
Yeah, they want to give a message from Jimbei.
Yeah, Luffy's a man on the move, so it's hard to get a hold of him. And yeah, I guess it's like illegal for them. They entered illegally, but like everyone's like not making a big deal out of it until Caribou like steals or kidnaps the mermaids,
Mhm.
and then it's like, no, how could we trust them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that is weird because oh god. Who has the I don't even remember.
For what?
What do
It's
you-
we already talked about it where Sanji has to get the blood, but they explain like it's a huge racism.
Yeah, there's basically a lot of like fisherman and human racism
Yeah.
in this
between each other.
nation.
And it's like it's a big thing and it's actually quite serious, but it's juxtaposed between Chopper freaking out that Sanji's gonna die because he keeps looking at
Yeah,
women.
it's like
Yeah,
the
it's like-
way they
I
explain
feel
it.
like this whole arc is like the message is right and good, but the way we get there is not it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Yeah, I'll talk about that later. I think the message is fine, but there's also parts of it that I'm like, yeah, this is weird. There's a few lines that I'm like, that might be like, the perspective of that is a little strange. Uh, I don't know if like Oda has like the research chops to write like a story about like racism
Yeah.
sometimes.
Uh,
Sometimes series like tend to get in over their head with that stuff. It could have been so simple, but there was like a few extra things he wanted to write about the topic that I was like, okay, but that probably shouldn't be how you went about doing this.
right.
um,
I guess with that, what I actually wanted to, was that they were like discussing the blood, and Luffy got poisoned when they were attacked by that other group.
Oh yeah.
But he was fine. Chopper's like, "Oh, you're fine. You have the antibodies already." And Chopper asks why, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I died." Like, oh God, Luffy.
Yeah, I died to like poison in
Oh
hell.
yeah. It's like no big deal. And also like the magma from like the lava, I was like, shouldn't you be like traumatized, Luffy? But no, okay. Whatever. It's Luffy. I don't know. He's silly.
He had 2 years of therapy.
He had 2 years of therapy. It's true. He's gotten over it.
True.
Oh. Jinbei gave him therapy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Okay, continue saying it. Jinbei is the most underrated MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Everyone loves Jinbei.
he's cute.
yeah, he's awesome.
I want to hug him.
Yeah.
For being a nice fish man.
Yeah, he's like so like such a good personality. He's like
Yeah.
he's not he's like stoic, but also just like really well like prideful and like badass. Like it's just
I don't
it's
think
very
he's
cool.
prideful, but he's honorable.
Yeah.
She's a good pirate. Like she's a
Mhm.
cool pirate.
Yeah.
And he's very responsible. He's like, I will sacrifice my own honor in order to do these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. We don't see Jinbei just yet because they go to Fishfully Hills or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah.
And to meet Papa Goo, who I like forgot was a character.
Yeah, the artist.
I was like, who the heck is Papa? Oh.
Actually, he's like a world famous designer apparently.
Wow.
And he's a starfish who can talk.
Yeah, yeah. And Nami's in the shop complaining that everything is too expensive.
Mhm.
But then Papa Goo is like, you can take whatever you want. And they take the whole shop.
Yeah.
Because they're pirates. So then Nami's hanging out. Well, she's there with them anyway. They also briefly explain that after Whitebeard died, Big Mom like kind of is like, oh, I'll protect you if you give me a ass ton of candy every month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was like going through it so fast, and all of a sudden the Kenny thing, I like tweaked my like neck a little bit. I'm like, what?
Candy.
Candy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Big Mom? We haven't really seen her. We've seen like her silhouette or like
Her
her
silhouette, yeah.
looming.
I would say from the moment she asked for candy, given her position, she is probably like very crazy. Not the hot crazy, just the very crazy.
Yeah. Kind of get a glimpse of her near the end.
Yeah, just a little bit.
She's a little crazy. She looks a little crazy.
She looks a little crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she needs to have an intervention about her.
She needs
sugar.
Jinbei therapy.
Her sugar
Yeah.
intake might be too high. Maybe. Maybe she's going crazy because she has sugar withdrawals. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly.
There's something in the candy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think shortly after that, Charlie has her premonition.
Like clairvoyance,
Yeah.
premonition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just couldn't think of the word.
Luffy will destroy this place.
Luffy will destroy the place.
Oh.
In 7 days.
In 7 days. She doesn't have a
Awesome.
timeline though.
In about 45 chapters.
I think Luffy will still come back and somehow destroy the place.
Yeah. He
I'll talk
might.
about it later.
He might. Oh gosh. So yeah, they're all hanging out. Oh yeah, they finally the crew, Straw Hat crew, meet. I don't know, how do they do that? They go to the castle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go to the castle because the king Neptune wants to talk to them.
Yeah, they get like a summons.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was like a trick though, right? Because they wanted to. The king was like actually just trying to like capture them because they thought they were a threat because of the clairvoyance thing, right?
No, he was genuinely asking them because
Oh.
when they made friends with the Kraken, a little like shark or not shark, whale
Oh,
came
yep.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was his daughter's pet.
Yeah, it was the princess's pet.
Because like while they were also being transferred there, the news of them like supposedly kidnapping mermaids and bringing this death and destruction to Fishman Island
Yeah,
also
so they were like,
were happening.
yeah, as they were there, they got news that like, because Caribou kidnapped the mermaids, they were like, "What are you doing?" And then yeah,
Yeah, we haven't really talked about all the like newish characters' designs. I thought they were pretty cool actually. That was like one of the first things that I noticed was like when you meet the princes. I was
Yeah.
like, well, these are good guys. So I was like, that's kind of different. Like they're
Yeah.
they're pretty crazy looking. Like usually they reserve that for like the antagonists.
yeah, I liked the princess designs because they're all very extremely unique.
Especially like Fukaboshi looks kind of like a mean person.
Yeah,
he was
like
really cool.
Fukaboshi's design.
Oh my god, when you saw him as a kid, I was like, oh my god, so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
It is cute. Yeah, it was good.
I was surprised.
Once
wanna-
again,
And
I
the king-
think that
king's
this could have
design.
all been done better. It could have been actually padded, like not padded, but like stretched out a little bit more and developed more, because it feels like they kind of just got like dragged and people's motivations changed so quickly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the motivations changed really quickly. You're right.
Yeah, because they kind of almost established them as like a threat because
Uh-huh.
they're like, oh, they're after the Straw Hats, and then immediately like somebody just tells them like, oh, they're not a threat, and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, they know they're not a threat, and then they
It
still
could have
capture
been a
Sanji.
much more emotional thing where they were like, "Oh, these are our friends," and then they find out about the supposed betrayal, and make it more dramatic and be like, "Oh, shoot, how could you do this? No,
Yeah.
Luffy would never do this." But no, they kind of just like breeze over all of that, and there's like,
I don't know.
now the king, the people are all tied up.
Maybe I'm reading too into it, but I kind of felt like they were flip flopping so much at once I got to the end of the arc because like they wanted to be friends with humans, but they do not trust humans at all, so they're very quick to change their minds. I guess I don't know, but it's not really. It doesn't read that way initially, so
Yeah.
I don't know. We eventually, I think there's like Hody starts having like screen time.
Yeah.
In the chapter, Hody is a fishman, and he is the captain of the new Fishman pirates, and they're all doping.
They
all
are.
doing
Big time
drugs.
doping. This
Yeah.
was
This was the very special episode of One Piece.
wow.
This was
Yeah.
This
That was-
episode of One Piece was brought to you by Dare.
Yeah, this was like there was a few lines that I was like, was he like paid by like an anti-drug? There was like, that stuff will kill you, man. I was like, what the hell? I was like,
Yeah,
that's pretty.
yeah, it's interesting. It's like a don't do drugs campaign. I don't know.
It was pretty like not like like a non-problem like in the long run. Like it didn't make them that strong that would like cause an issue for the like protagonist. So it was like.
Yeah,
I think
That's
it's
like
more
fine.
just like our protagonists are so leveled up. They're like level 50 now, and then they're like in a level 30 area.
yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. And even when Hody, like, I don't know, has a bad trip and gets all different, he's still, like, it's just, I feel like it's just showing you the drugs are bad rather than him getting super duper
Yeah.
stronger.
It felt really insignificant. Like, it was a very strange, like, plot point. There was
Well,
no,
I
like,
think
drug,
when
like,
Hody
trading.
does end up fighting Luffy,
Yeah.
like without the drugs, he would have just been taken out. Like he's like even weaker than Arlong.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he.
And then like at least with the drugs, he like put up a little bit of a fight to Luffy, but it still was not even close to enough.
Yeah. I agree with that statement too, Wally, that their strength was artificial, as was their hatred. It was just to show they had no conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I can see that.
I think that I like the drugs as a plot point because it's more of them trying to look for the easy way out.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like actually any sort of conversation or any sort of training or any sort of understanding. They just wanted a quick and fast and dirty way to get
Yeah.
strong and pump them up full of like Fishman steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. They just, their hatred was so strong they didn't want to reconcile with the
Mhm.
fact that maybe humans aren't all evil, even though celestial dragons are totally evil. They're right, but but I don't know. Yeah. While they're at the castle, Luffy wanders off, and he sees a really big door with like a bunch of weapons in it. Because
Oh
he
my
like
God.
sees money going, or not money, he sees food. Why money? And I'm thinking of
Yeah,
Nami.
this is not Nami.
I'm thinking about Nami.
I forgot about this part.
Yeah, and he just goes in there, and it's like there's no light, and he's just like climbing on this squishy being. Oh, only to find out that there's a big princess in there.
Big hot wham man.
Yeah.
Whammon.
Shirahoshi, the mermaid princess.
Yeah. She's very
Said to
cute.
be as beautiful as Empress Boa Hancock herself.
Oh,
But
is she?
I don't think she's that beautiful. I think she's just cute.
Yeah, I don't believe her. I don't see her as being like really hot or anything. She's just really cute.
Yeah. Especially when she like cries all the time. I don't think I would
Yeah.
feel that's hot.
I like
I
her
don't know.
hair though.
She's very
Yeah,
cute.
she's cute hair.
Yeah.
She's a big crybaby.
Yes. Yeah.
When-
Yeah,
Like
she's
Luffy kind of just like snaps at her once and then she starts bawling.
I
Yeah.
thought that was so funny. I was so happy when Luffy, when you know, he was like, "Fuck, like I hate you, like you suck." I was like,
Yeah,
he's
she like
like, I
pokes at his
love
cheeks
Luffy.
while he's eating and he's like, stop that. And she starts crying.
Yeah, he starts crying and he's like, haha, like I hate you. I was
so
like,
funny.
I feel like that's what he said to like Kobe too at the beginning when he was a crybaby.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
it's-
doesn't like crybabies.
I like that. I like that thing about Luffy though. It's like a really fun character trait. Like
Mhm.
he has like no chill. He doesn't care like how
He's
cute and like
lucky.
princessy this girl is. He's like, ah, you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so much so that he just calls her Wimpy.
I mean,
Yeah,
Well, the pirates, he doesn't have to like talk
Yeah.
down or talk up to anyone.
Nope.
exactly.
No, he doesn't.
Though he was a crybaby in the flashback we saw post Marineford.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. He got good though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's true. After he realizes that Shirahoshi has actually been through more, and he calls her Wimpy Hoshi. Because
Yeah.
he's like, maybe you're not that bad. Of a
Yeah.
wimp. And I think before they had mentioned Vanderdecken before, but
Oh.
then now
Yeah.
he's a real plot point.
He's the worst. Too.
Mhm.
Because
He would not.
Also,
would
he
not
has like
go away.
4 legs and 2 arms, even though
Yeah.
he's not like he's a fish man, and he's not like an octopus fish man.
Oh, he's not. I thought he
He's
was.
not.
He was
He just
Squidward.
has 4 legs.
It says
He's just super weird.
he's a bullhead shark fish man.
Yeah. But bullhead sharks don't have 4 legs.
You're right, they don't. It's like
And also, he's like Vanderdecken 9, like this whole line of
oh yes,
like,
he's the
how does
ninth.
that work? They're all like these like incels who want Shirahoshi, but then how do they have kids to pass on? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It's weird. The predator reveal. Oh no, it's true though.
Yeah, he's just so creepy.
Yeah,
They wasted that devil fruit on him. That was such a cool devil fruit.
yeah, it's a pretty neat devil fruit.
The mark fruit.
The mark fruit. It's like hunter's mark. But yeah, he like throws an axe at Shirahoshi, but Luffy catches it and he's like, "What the heck?" And she explains what's going on. That he wanted to marry her, but now his proposals are just threats of death to her because she's just not his type, or he's just not her type. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, I'll just protect you or whatever.
But his powers allow him, as long as he's like touched the target once,
Yeah.
anything he throws will always reach that target.
Yeah,
until he touches someone else.
which is cool.
Yeah, and he wears a glove over his hand because he touched her like once briefly.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And that's why she has to be locked away in the castle to be safe from his
His axes and predatory
axes,
business.
yeah. Him trying to axe her to marry him. Not that funny because
It's really not that funny. Uh, yeah. But then Shirahoshi and Luffy go on an adventure because Luffy's like, "Hey, we can go anywhere because I'll protect you. It's fine." And they
Just
leave.
get into your shark's mouth. That's how shark's mouths work.
Normal.
Oh my god, that was a journey in itself.
That poor shark.
The poor shark. Yeah. The
Yeah.
shark was clearly not comfortable with it.
He was not into the war. No.
No, he wasn't. Oh. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think they leave, but Brooke goes to go check and then to go look at the princess, to check on the princess anyway. Because oh god, I don't remember when does Zoro beat everyone up and like
Off screen.
Off
Like
screen,
they
yeah.
they try to arrest them for the kidnapping of the mermaids and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the heck? Well, if you're gonna try to attack us, then I guess this is self-defense. And then they tie up everyone.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah. Yeah, so Brooke goes and checks on the princess, but the princess is not there. But then like a ton of like humans just start pelting the castle. Because they were sent there to try to get
Yeah, they were thrown
her.
by Vanderdecken.
Yeah, thrown by Vanderdecken.
How does that make sense? Doesn't he have to touch them then? In order to... How does that work?
Huh.
I guess he can throw with the glove on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. But yeah, I guess you could do that. I didn't
Yeah.
think about that part. I was just like, oh wow, what the heck? Oh, he uses his other hand, perhaps. I know. Oh, we do find
It's
out.
one target for each hand, though. Right?
Oh, one target for each hand.
Yeah.
Weird. I don't know.
But yeah, Shirahoshi wants to go to the Forest of the Sea to see her mom's grave because she's never
Yes.
been able to go outside.
Yeah.
Is that when Luffy finds out Jinbei's there?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then I think
Yeah.
Robin's already there. She kind of just went off on her own and she found a poneglyph there.
Yeah, Robin and Frankie are both there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Frankie's like getting the ship recoded.
Yeah, Frankie's
Oh.
there.
Cage charm.
Coding Tom's brother on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He met his
Yeah.
brother, and they talk. That's nice though. I thought for him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
And
kind of don't like how like a lot of their development happens off screen though because I really like them.
I know, it's sad. I mean, it's fun that they show Robin beating up people to get on the fish bus to go to the
Mhm.
forest, but
Oh yeah.
it would have been nice to follow any of the characters a bit more.
Yeah.
Zoro like says that the hostages can be free in exchange for finding the rest of the Straw Hats so they can all leave peacefully or whatever, right? And Fukaboshi agrees and then like says what the messages were for Luffy. They were like,
Mhm.
do not fight Hody, and Jinbei's in the Sea of Forest. So yeah. So Luffy doesn't know he's there, but that's where he is. We know he's there.
Yeah, but he keeps missing the message.
Yeah, he keeps missing the message.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Hody shows up to the palace and like tries to fight Zoro and stuff.
Yeah, he does.
The problem becomes they flood the place with water, so Zoro can't fight properly.
Yeah.
But Zoro was about to like totally pummel Hody.
Yeah, Zoro
yeah.
probably could have done that on his own, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Nami could have taken Hody, honest.
yeah.
I know, just like one thundercloud.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like her advanced like powers. They're cool. I want to see them more though.
Yeah.
let's think. I guess that we can go over what happens at the forest. I think
Yeah.
it's just because I think when it's not with Luffy and Jinbei, I was about to say something important. I'm sorry. They meet. Chopper finds Hachin
Yeah.
at
Mhm.
like all beat up on the
Again, yeah.
shore
I feel
again.
I feel like every time you see this guy, he's like half dead.
Yeah. Yeah. And,
Yeah, but he got beat up by the new Fishman pirates because he wouldn't join them.
yeah, he wouldn't join
Even though he
them.
was part of the original Fishman pirates.
Yeah, because he's friends with the Straw Hats and he knows that they're not bad people. So they beat him up instead. Oh, gosh.
They have
Oh, yeah.
Vanderdecken threw spears at him or something.
Is that when Vanderdecken and Hody make a pact to like team up with each other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that like
They probably did it
free,
before.
story, like off screen.
Yeah, free story. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Thank you for the 13 months, Arya. Woo!
I think it's not off screen since we saw it, but they did it like previously.
Yeah, they did it previously, maybe a few chapters ago.
Or I think it's like before the story arc happened. They were plotting.
Yeah,
together.
they were kind of plotting together anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let's think.
So, Nami, Sanji, Robin, Frankie, and Jinbei, and Shirahoshi are all at the sea of the forest.
Yeah.
And
Oh
then
yeah, I
have, like, a
thought
whole
it felt important that like Nami ran away because she like couldn't she didn't want to deal with the Hody being like, I'm the new Fishman pirates, I'm the new Arlong basically, which I feel like didn't go in depth enough because it could have been another thing, but I feel like she already resolved her issues,
Yeah.
so I guess it's all right.
Yeah.
I didn't think she was running away because of him. I think
That's
she was
true.
just running away because
It's
she
danger.
was on it. Yeah.
That's true, you're right. I didn't think about it like that.
But she does forgive Jinbei because Jinbei reveals that he had released Arlong in an attempt to like try to get him to change and be better
Yes.
after he had become one of the warlords.
Yes.
You get a long backstory.
Yeah, long
Mhm.
backstory for him and
That's
Fisher
good, though.
Fisher
Yeah,
Tiger.
Fisher Tiger.
That might have been my favorite part. The part was cool. Seeing like the back. That was one of the
Yeah.
like older backstories I think we've seen too, where it goes like 16 years back. Usually the
Yeah.
backstories only go a few years back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Some real history.
So who wants to explain the backstory?
I've been doing a lot of explaining, but someone likes to.
I can explain it
All right, go
best
for
of my
it.
ability. So it's how does it start? I'm gonna open up the chapter really quick because I just want to make sure I have like
No,
I didn't
that's
take
good.
I didn't take notes. So
Yeah, it's also been good. It's been a good month
Yeah.
I
since
read so quickly I didn't take notes. But...
So like
Right?
16 years ago, there was a campaign for the fishmen to be able to move to the surface and actually be able to see the sun because right now they're getting like basically filtered sunlight from the tree up in Maradroit where the celestial dragons live.
Yeah.
So they want to be able to move up to the surface, and you kind of have like an MLK versus Malcolm X kind of situation going on with the Queen Orihime
Yeah.
being the one who wants to do it peacefully and for her to like educate people and teach everyone that not all humans are bad, and the few humans they have seen have been the ones that are pirates that actually pass through Fishman Island.
Yeah.
And then you have Fisher Tiger, who we find out later was enslaved by the celestial dragons himself and can never truly forgive the humans, even though he does realize that no, not all humans are bad, and he actually finds like a lost human child and takes care of her.
Mm-hmm.
that was cute.
And Fisher Tiger actually climbs the red line himself with his own bare hands and frees a ton of slaves, including Boa, during that time. and he creates the Sun Pirates, where they can mark out the branding, the slave branding from the Celestial Dragons with the mark of the sun.
Yeah.
Freedom. And that way, like, people who weren't even slaves before could also have that slave mark or have that brand, so that they can't tell like who was a slave and who wasn't.
Yeah.
But eventually, when he brings the lost human child that they had like been taken care of back to our people, it turns out to be a trap, and he gets shot. He could get blood, but it would have to be human blood, and he refuses. Both Jinbei and Arlong are on his crew at this time, and Fisher Tiger tells them that they need to be better, that the next generation needs to be better. And
Yeah.
Arlong can't accept that. Jinbei kind of does. And they have like a disagreement that they split off there, with Arlong forming the Fishman Pirates and Jinbei forming the Sun Pirates, and continuing the Sun Pirates. Meanwhile, Otohime, she is collecting signatures for a petition for them to join the Reverie, the like World Council, basically, that's held every few years. And they kind of at first the people don't want to do it, but
Yeah.
after she like shows mercy on a celestial dragon, they kind of change their mind. I believe that's what it was.
Yeah, they changed their mind, and I think like after Fisher Tiger passed or died, I guess, they all like they split off into the Arlong side of things and then the Jinbei side of things.
Yeah.
And Jinbei goes back to Fishman Island, and I guess reconciling with things, Jinbei like also is supporting Otohime then, and I think that
like,
helps too.
Yeah, it's like not really a one-to-one for like racism in the real world.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like, should we segregate in order to protect ourselves, or should we like join up even if we might get hurt?
Yeah.
And the idea that like our children need to let go of the hate that we have felt, which Fisher Tiger and Queen Otohime both agree with, even though they differ on a lot of other aspects of their ideologies.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything?
No, I think you basically got everything. And Otohime, was just like every single day in this time while Fisher Tiger was out doing his thing, like trying to get people to sign this petition to be able to emigrate with the humans.
I think it was after Fisher Tiger died that they basically took a lot of their signatures back and were like, we no longer can support this anymore.
Yes. Yeah. But
then,
sorry, go ahead.
I was she gets assassinated, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
She gets shot.
And they find out it's a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the parts, I know we didn't finish the flashback yet, but I think one of my favorite parts that really kind of like pressed it forward was the fact that even when Tiger Shark was doing this for himself and he was telling his crew to like be better, it's because he said like even he can't subside his hatred towards the humans as much as he wants to. Like he physically, like he feels like he can't and he's scared to. No, that was very, very somber, but like very. Honestly, I wouldn't think to throw it in there, but I'd say it was very tastefully done.
Yeah, I think I really like Fisher Tiger's backstory and how he was like keeping it a secret that he was a slave because he had gone on his own adventure before and gotten captured by the Celestial Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. How do we feel about Arlong's actions in Arlong Park in hindsight of the flashback?
Yeah, because now when we look back at Arlong Park, it's very clearly like built after the auction house.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's built after the auction house, and also like after seeing like his captain get basically die because no one will help him. Or he refuses the blood, actually, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't approve of like torturing people and doing the same thing that somebody mean did, but I do understand,
understand
his
where his
actions.
Like, I understand where his hatred is coming from, but he's blaming the wrong people. He's attacking innocent people for the
Yeah.
crimes of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just attacking civilians for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sort of this like he probably, and it kind of sort of explained that he kind of just feels like he has the right to because of the shit they've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that it was like Kizaru that like confronted Arlong. Right?
Yeah.
Like back then, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
he's not the thingy, the yellow.
Yes.
Oh, Kizaru is
his
Yellow
name.
Monkey.
Yeah, he wasn't Kizaru yet. That's what I meant.
Borsalino.
Borsalino. Yeah.
Borsalino.
Yeah.
Polly says, I love your message that children need to make up their own mind about others rather than operate on the received opinion from their elders. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And we do see that later to what Charlie and probably the little fisherman kids.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in this flashback it's subtle, and then later on it's like
In your face.
in your face.
You don't get it yet?
Children, make your own decisions, and like shaking the kid reading the manga.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and then it is revealed that because in like the wake of like I don't know, something traumatic happening, Shirahoshi awakens her powers and summons a bunch of Neptunians.
I think it is when Otohime gets shot, right?
Yeah, it's when Otohime gets shot.
They like,
Yeah.
don't they like, they say something before that. They're like, oh yeah, you like, if something traumatic happens, she'll do this, and then immediately after that, something traumatic happens, and everyone's like, oh shit, we have to like, and her brothers are like, where everything's fine, huh? And
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And then we see why, like, the other two, like Mamboshi and whatever the other one is, something Boshi,
Yeah, something.
why they're
Boshi.
dancing and singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To make her happy, which is kind of cute, but I also feel like we didn't spend enough time with these characters for me to care too much about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cute, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Vanderdecken gets all of his like, I have to marry this person.
He touches her and she's like 6 or something.
Yeah, she's like 6.
It's like, no. Oh, Vanderdecken, we're gonna arrest you.
Yeah.
This is
I just
not
gotta learn how to
okay.
kill people because I want to see that bitch die.
I know. He's dead, right? Hopefully.
Well,
Yeah, he turned. Yeah, maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was really touching after the backstory when Nami's like, yeah, like I wouldn't hate you just because you're a fishman. Like you were completely disconnected from what happened with Arlong, and
Mhm.
Jinbei's like crying, and it's like really
Yeah.
well drawn.
Yeah. Because I think Nami like kind of learned that lesson of like being able to separate the person. She
Yeah.
was like a little more untrusting of Hachi before, but even she was already able to forgive him.
Yeah. And like
Sanji
Jinbei
gets
explains
angry
it.
on her behalf though and tries to white knight her.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
she's
know.
like,
Oh my God.
no. But
Yeah, he's
Nami
like-
just ignores him.
Yeah, he says, "All right, now kill yourself." To Jinbei, I was like, "What the hell?"
She's like, no.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to do that. Yeah, and while they're like talking, he tries to make tea for Nami, and she just is like, she's like holding it behind her, and Luffy just grabs it. It's just the tiny things that were funny.
Yeah.
She doesn't even want it.
I can just see that. Like she just like casually like takes it in her hands and then just like pushes it off to the side and like gives it to Luffy.
It was funny because she was just like holding it out, and he just grabbed it, and she had nothing to say. She was like, whatever,
Yeah.
I'm talking to somebody else.
Like this is a regular thing for them.
Yeah.
Sanji will just like give her something and she doesn't want it.
She just gives it to Luffy.
Luffy wants it.
Yeah. So
Got
yeah.
a long story, a lot more than this.
Right.
Mhm.
I know.
Jinbei also explains why Luffy can't fight Hody, because if he does fight Hody, Hody will just be a martyr.
Yeah,
which
he would be
makes
seen
sense.
as
That
a
makes a lot of
martyr.
sense.
Yeah.
But he says you have to fight him like after he shows his true colors.
Yeah.
That way they can see you as a savior and not as
Yeah.
like just another human coming in to destroy Fishman.
Yeah, and Jinbei's trying to talk some sense into Luffy, like, you can't just go in, you have to go in with a plan. Luffy's like not listening.
Yeah.
But then Robin stacks some sense into them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're about to fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, in the meantime, did we mention that Robin was like at the
Oh yeah,
poneglyphs
she's
or
at
whatever?
the poneglyph.
Yeah,
Poneglyph. Sorry, I'm never
Yeah.
gonna say it right.
Mhm. And she reads it, but she doesn't tell us what's on it yet because plot.
Plot for
Yeah.
later.
Needs to be.
Yeah.
I did like, just really off topic, kind of. I did like all the chapter covers were like, what are all the basically in order? Like, what have
Yeah.
all the arcs been up to since the last 2 years?
Yeah.
It's been pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I liked that too.
What's everyone all over the world been up to, and them reacting to the new bounties and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is that? Yeah, it's all their reactions to the bounties. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked the island that Luffy grew up on. Everyone like has a straw hat.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Mhm.
It's funny.
Right, they're like running sales or like running out of straw hats.
I think was it like Makino has a baby, like the bartender lady from.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a baby.
And it's definitely Shank's baby. They definitely, hooked up.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably.
That baby's gonna be crazy.
Crazy strong.
Yeah.
I will stop the war. Done.
It's just a 3-month-old.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, this entire time that they're like talking it out and trying to make a plan, and also Jinbei's sharing his backstory, Usopp, Brook, and Zoro get like kidnapped. Not kidnapped, they're like locked away after fighting Hody.
Yeah, because Hody shows up to the castle or whatever,
Yeah.
and then like takes it over.
Yeah, because he adds a lot of water, and it's hard to find water when you're not a fish, a literal fish. So, and we find out that Brook can like is a ghost too, kind of.
And like soul astral project.
Yeah, soul astral project, and he was like green in the digitally colored versions.
Mhm.
I can't say the word digitally. Sorry. So they escape, right?
Well,
they
I
do, but
think
we don't even see it
Brook
from escape.
chases out Papagu.
Oh yeah, he tells Papagu.
Opens the keys. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
the more you summarize this, the more I'm realizing so much stuff happens off screen.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot.
that happened like that. You just see like Brook chasing Papagu, and Papagu is like running away,
Yeah, and
scared
he's
of this
like,
ghost.
oh my god, there's a ghost.
But you just assume that like they finally convince him to bring them the keys off screen.
Yeah. Yeah, so they get out.
Meanwhile, the king and the princess have all been kidnapped by the new Fishman pirates.
Yes.
Cody and Joe's and the new Fishman pirates, and they're planning to execute them in the public square.
Mm-hmm.
And they also like wreck the candy factory and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
You
they
know, like
just-
this will all happen in
I don't
3
remember
hours.
any of these new Fishman pirates' names. There's like Zio
Yeah.
and like Dosun.
Dosun's the only one I remember.
I keep saying his name.
They're all pretty lame.
They were all pretty lame, but they had like little perks that were kind of funny.
Yeah.
There's the guy that ate a lot, or like
He like could
Dark
dig
Room,
tunnels.
huh?
He was digged up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ikaros, the squid guy who
Oh, yes,
kept
Ikaros.
saying that he had a friend who was a squid who turned into like grilled squid, and he is afraid to turn into grilled squid.
Yeah. Which is so strange, but yeah.
I feel like these are all like some D tier villains.
Right.
Oh my god, they're so bad.
Yeah, they just weren't all that interesting.
Yeah.
But I guess I feel like Oda's plan was to be like he kind of did it, where everyone kind of showed off their new powers with all these losers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like they weren't supposed to be like big threats. They were supposed to be like people practice dummies, target
Yeah.
practice.
Target practice, yeah.
Punching bags.
Yeah. So they enact their plan, and Shirahoshi and Jinbei go to like the trap that's obviously been laid out for them. She's like a balloon of King Neptune. And they get captured, quotation marks. But it's like it's all on purpose. because Nami's been using her like illusion to make them all, her and Luffy invisible.
Mhm.
And he pops out. He's gonna fight Hody. Oh gosh, I think that's what happens anyway.
Yeah. And then they show up, and then there's like, what is it, like 10,000 fishmen fighting against them.
Oh yeah, there's like 100,000 men. And...
Yeah, another like size thing. I was like, oh yeah, 100,000 people can live in this place. Like, I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
and then like Luffy turns on his like conqueror's hockey, and then takes out like half of them already,
Yeah. Oh yeah. He just goes ape shit.
Yeah.
which is kind of
I feel like
badass.
there's some cool scenes.
Yeah, and they wanted to show off his hockey, which is cool. I get it.
Mhm.
Because he was training. And we
Yeah,
don't
And
see
I
the
was-
training at
also all
all.
their new
So.
powers.
I remember this is one of those arcs that really felt like it took a while. Like I kept waiting for the conflict to happen. I was just like, when's Luffy gonna get there?
Yeah.
Like where is he right now? Because it spent so much time while he was like hiding. I was like, where the hell is Luffy? Like when's he coming out? I was like-
Yeah, and before we streamed, you said it reminded me of Skypiea. I do get that though, because like in Skypiea, we're just like, okay, well obviously Luffy can fight Enel because he's made of rubber, but can he get out of the stupid snake?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And then Skypiea
Yeah.
did have like other fights happening during that time, but this one really didn't.
No, that's what I was just gonna say when I was mentioning Skypiea. I was like, I like Skypiea more because Skypiea had like exciting stuff that led up to it. Like they were
Yeah.
exploring the world in an exciting way. They weren't really. It was a lot of talking, like a lot of talking in this one, and it was a lot more
True.
like, and it still has probably the same amount of like lore and world building as Skypiea did.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of build up to Fishman Island. But yeah, I just feel like it was really all in preparation for fighting this fight, but you know exactly how this fight's gonna go down. Like
Yeah, and like the payoff isn't that good because they kind of just slam them.
yeah, and you don't even see like there's like I swear they usually have one big panel of him doing the final attack, but there's like one little I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, but there's
That's
like one
okay.
little there's like one little shot of him getting hit, and then it's just like a big shot of like everyone like, oh my god, like he's gone, like he's did it, like Luffy did it. I'm like, wait, that was it? Like he went down like that? Like, huh?
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a very climactic final shot,
Yeah.
like Skypiea's with the bell and everything.
Yeah. There were some cool moments, and they had the whole like, because it wasn't like defeating him wasn't the big satisfying thing. It was stopping that boat. So
Yeah.
Right.
So like Hody, I like this use of Hody's powers is that he like can touch like the Noah, this gigantic arc the size of Fishman Island, and chuck that whole thing at Fishman Island.
Yeah.
oh wait, you
sorry.
you said Hody, the other guy, right? Was this?
Oh yeah, sorry,
Vanderdecken,
Vanderdecken.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, that was a fun
That's
idea.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
And then
And there's also a cool idea where Shirahoshi tried to run out of the bubble of Fishman Island to try and lead
Yeah.
the ship away since she's a target, and Hody like knocks out Vanderdecken so
Even
that
though-
his power will stop.
Even
Yeah.
though the exact words in the manga were, "If he dies, it will stop." So I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, is he dead?" And it's like, "No, he's incapacitated." That also means it stopped. I'm like, "Oh, I thought it was only if he died." Okay, whatever. Sorry.
He lost concentration.
Yeah, but I thought that was part of his ability was even if he
Right.
didn't, even if he lost concentration, like if he was asleep, it would still follow them, kind of thing.
Yeah, I get it.
But like, I guess not. I don't know. It was weird. I just was not expecting that.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish he
thought he-
died. I wish Vanderdecken died.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it showed him with his like mouth, doing like the foamy thing with his mouth, and I was like, damn, like they're just gonna
No.
show his corpse like that, and then it was like, oh, he's not actually dead. I was like, oh,
Like,
they lied to me.
Oda, just let him die. You don't need to bring
Yeah.
him back. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like he
Yeah.
won't be useful later. I promise. We can.
I
The
know.
the in between chapter things are already really funny. You don't have to bring every single person
It's
back for an
true.
in between chapter thing.
He's
Just
dead in our
watch that,
hearts.
like 5,000 chapters from now, we're like, oh, I'm so glad Vanderdecken lived.
Yeah, I'm
Said
sure.
no one ever.
no
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Oh gosh. But yeah, well, all this is happening. The rest of the Straw Hats are like revealing what they've learned and what they've gained in the 2 years, which it was fun. I liked that.
You get like
Alright.
one big shot
Yeah.
of each of them doing their new thing, which is kind
Now,
of a fun idea.
Realm and Dawn, since you guys are
Yeah.
fighting experts, do you guys want to talk about the fight scenes and cool
Uh,
powers?
Trying to Yeah, I thought they were all cool. I remember being pretty satisfied with each full page shot of like
Yeah.
them doing their thing. Um, what was Nami had like the big electricity move,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and how did Zoro do?
He's just
Actually,
really good at fighting.
yeah, I think he
Well,
just did a
yeah.
standard like big sword move that he always does. Fucking Sanji has like a triple jump now,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
That is true. The airwalking thing was really cool. I like that I didn't spare the idea of the full panel shots when like once you got past Marineford, because Marineford was like the
Every
peak
page.
and
Every.
peak of full pages, and I'm very happy he did not stop with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah, it
like, oh
was
my
cool. It
god,
was
they're still
cool.
going.
It was kind of this nice little like sequence where it was like you get a page and then a full shot and then a page and a full shot and a page and a full shot like for each of the characters. So you got to get to have one for each.
Hmm.
What I feel like Usopp did something really like cool.
He
I
has
don't remember.
he sent out that stinky plant that Vile
Oh
Plume is.
yes, yeah.
And
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
the vines.
He
too?
has
Mhm.
the vines. He has I guess he had a way to condense like the seeds native to like the island he was a part of,
Yeah.
and condense them and use them with I guess with the dials. And um he also made his giant slingshot like very small. But I think I was reading because I saw it randomly one like how big. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. What would happen? And I got slightly spoiled that I knew that he would get like a smaller one but stronger. I forgot how he did it, but I
It,
liked that he was improving his technology as it was going along.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
he called it like the black slingshot because it was like fully black. Is that like the hockey black? Like, is that like the
No, I
same
think
thing?
it's more. Um, so Usopp often gets associated with insects
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're usually like smart.
He's bug
and
kid.
Yeah, as in
Bug
Japanese
kid.
culture, like bugs are like associated with being intelligent and like handy. And it's also kind of like his connection to like black rhino beetles and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like a rhinoceros beetle. Horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he also says
Just a
like,
beetle.
I didn't have to lie about my abilities this time. I'm just
Yeah.
that good. Which is
Yeah, I was
funny.
Honestly,
like,
he did get a
damn.
lot stronger. He's able to like take out like a lot of people like casually. Like he's
Yeah.
no longer running away from like the foot soldiers. You know?
Yeah.
I thought that was fun when Chopper turned into the big monster and he's like, "Oh hey, what's up?" And it was like, "Oh hey, you can actually talk to us now."
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh yeah, he says something sweet. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay with being a monster. I didn't want to be a monster before
Yeah.
because I didn't think I could get friends, but now I know that even if I'm a monster,
I
can be friends."
it's so strange how they keep giving Chopper like the like thematic like through line. Like he always has like some kind of like really nice like emotional like going back to his initial arcs theming
Mhm.
about being an outcast. It's always really sweet. It's like yeah, like in the Thriller Bark he had a similar thing too, and I was like
Yeah.
huh, like they just Chopper just keeps winning. Like he keeps getting really good moments like that. Yeah,
He
that was
just
cool.
not
and
stop winning.
Usopp and Chopper like deal with the digging guy really easily because they're like, "Oh yeah, this is just like back in Alabasta when we fought the mole lady."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Do we
Mhm.
prefer?
And then like Luffy or not Luffy, Usopp throws a giant fir tree wolf at him. He
Yeah,
dies.
that was cool. It was fun. Yeah, I think it's just a development of his powers, and so I think that sure it's different. It's like plant stuff, but it just shows that he's growing. So it's no more like 100-ton hammer that's actually paper and stuff. Even though I'll miss that, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know how much I prefer the plant stuff, like as an aesthetic thing
Yeah.
for Usopp. It's like it's fine. It's not what I would have thought he would do if you like, or like what's a good new thing Usopp would do? It's like plants, I guess.
I think I like it more, and this is me having finished the current series. I like
Yeah.
it more now because he uses the same moves again later.
Mm.
It's hard to like get a grasp of them at first because the first time we're seeing all of them, and you're kind of like, it feels like ass pulls instead of like, oh, we know like this is something that Usopp has prepared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
it like it. I think it's like cool because he has the ideas or concepts to create things, but like he had to essentially get in tune with like the natural process of things as opposed to his like usual engineer like way. To me, I felt I it was it's a stretch of a connection, but like the fact that he had to just sort of make do with making things on the fly, like when he had to just like be the ship carpenter when
He's
he
very
really wasn't a
resourceful.
carpenter, like he was just trying to make up as he went along. But the fact that he was able to get sort of natural understanding of things and like how and he realized that like this stuff can actually happen if you have, you know, like you use this plant or you use this seed in this way
Yeah.
that like, you know, it like naturally came to him better than what he had been trying to do, and that's why he always, you know, he wasn't always super prepared, and he always had to do like he was just surviving by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
True, that's true.
That's true. That's true.
And I think a lot of his plant abilities like need some sort of like intelligence to use because he has to like plant them there before the enemy even reaches there.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
He has to wait 2 turns until it goes
Yeah.
off.
He said, "I've set my trap card."
Yeah.
He honestly is like one transformation away from a druid at this
That's
point.
true.
Yeah.
In touch with nature, lays traps, manual playstyle.
He's hanging out with
100%.
the weird human reindeer.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
Don't druids turn into animals?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They can.
remember, Topper doesn't turn into an animal. He's an animal that turns into a human.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's
That's
the
what I'm saying.
opposite.
He could
Yeah.
be.
He should just eat a devil.
If you're playing,
Usopp should just eat a devil fruit.
He's a reverse. Oh yeah, shoot. What
You
what
should-
devil fruit power would he get?
You get the kill fruit where you can kill anyone who says your name.
What? How dare you, Don? He's already got
But
Usopp.
that'd be
He's
awesome.
already
That'd be
the
awesome.
Sniper
Sniper
King.
King.
He's
That'd
so
be
strong,
such a-
right?
That'd be
That would
such a
make him
funny
too
plot
OP.
point.
It
That'd
would
be
be
such a
Oh my
hilarious.
god.
Yeah, everyone in the Strats is like, whoa, Usopp, like, you can't just do that.
Usopp's already the strongest one in the crew. You can't
The-
give him an OP power like that.
The
Usopp's
plot
so
fruit.
cool.
He takes everyone's plot armor
Yeah.
for
Oh my
himself.
goodness.
It's not. I mean, I guess it's sort of seen, but we have like giant robin legs at one point.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
and then all the
Absolutely,
comments of
save
that
the best
chapter
for
were
last.
like, "Step on me,
yeah,
mommy."
yeah. There's like a full shot of her like just trampling people with her toes, and I'm like, Oda, like, you good, man?
My man.
I'm gonna go outside one of these days, man.
The power I actually really like was she can clone herself, and then she can like break that like moray eel fishman's back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
That was
cool.
pretty sick.
Yeah. That was
Man,
very cool.
there was a lot of moments in this. I was like showing my girlfriend. I was like, I think Oda's like wife is like taking a break or something because he's like so horny in the summer.
She just left. She like, I'm going to my parents' house. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been so busy.
This was after a month break. After all, he had a little hiatus.
Yeah.
Oh, what? No, he had some inspiration. No.
God, freaky.
No. I was gonna say, I do really like Mecha, the little mech big mech that Frankie has.
Oh yeah, and the gags of that.
Yeah,
where it's
he-
like,
he calls-
taste my flamethrower.
It's my flamethrower, and he calls it docking, and Chopper and Usopp are like, "Oh my god, docking!"
And then Robin, who knows that there's a second meaning to that word, is like, ugh.
She's like, "No,
No, don't call it that.
no." Yeah, yeah. I actually really like the little mech that Frankie has because,
Yeah.
I was worried that he wouldn't get cool
Also,
expansion to his powers, but he did.
I was worried that Robin wouldn't wear sunglasses, but she actually did.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to be sitting on her head.
No, she wore him. Yeah.
She wears them when she needs to look cool.
Yeah.
She always
Well,
looks cool,
sometimes
though.
I mean,
She
I was about to
doesn't
say
even
she
need
doesn't.
them.
She doesn't need any help looking
I thought
cool, but
this
damn,
was, like,
does she
early-
look cool.
That was earlier in the arc, but I really liked when Usopp did an impression of Robin. He was like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
better eyes.
Yeah, it was goofy.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I like how a lot of like Frankie's attacks are just like he names them attacks, but they're not like technology based at all. They're just
No.
like body slam, and he just like slams down on the ground and rolls over with a giant robot.
Yep.
Or like he's like machine gun, and he just like pops out of the middle and he shoots his own machine gun.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I love Frankie. He's so dumb.
Yeah. It's like, what's the point of the giant robot then? You're just doing everything yourself.
Yeah. But I don't know. It was good that he actually had like a fight and everything this time, which was cool. I think it's
I like how Zoro. Did we talk about Zoro yet?
kinda.
He didn't do much
I mean,
in
he
general.
was fighting.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he was
fighting
good.
that Hyozo guy who was like supposedly the best swordsman in all of Fishman Island.
Yeah.
I like his line though because he's like, "You're just a frog in a small pond"
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah.
which is like exactly what Hawkeye told him back in Baratie.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the same phrase.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Such
yeah.
a
I guess
fanboy.
Zoro's wasn't very exciting because he was going against somebody that wasn't that good. So
Yeah.
he was just bored the whole time.
And that's kind of how most of this was. Like,
Yeah.
I just knew what Oda was doing, like, immediately, where it was like he wants to show how strong these people got, so these guys are gonna go down. Like, obviously they're gonna get beaten, but like, I don't know, it wasn't a back and forth. It was like they
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
up and they rocked
There
their
was no
socks.
tension.
Like, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Mhm.
Like the tension
Oh,
came
Zoro
from
did
like,
make like a tornado of slices that just kept going, and he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"It'll go chase you all the way to hell."
That was kind of cool, I guess.
oh yeah,
Yeah, his tornado.
what a badass.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Um,
that's the thing. It bothers me. Like Sanji's
That's
so
why
cool
it's like-
at fighting.
yeah. Yeah, it's like this is like completely off topic. They have that line in the One Piece Netflix show where he's like, oh, heroes say they're like super lines or whatever. I'm like, didn't Zoro always do that?
Yeah, Zoro has some of the dumbest lines too.
I'm like,
Like
what are they
onigiri.
doing?
He does.
I mean, you guys told us very early that like all of his sword attacks are just puns.
Yeah.
Okay, can I tell you one of his attack names from later? It's not a big spoiler because I won't tell you what it does.
Sure.
Shoot.
Sure.
Hang on, I'll find it. It's a really long name.
It's so good.
I hope it's
we
like,
must
I'll
be
kill
in
you with my
suspense.
swords move.
Yeah.
Death sword sword.
Yeah.
Sword squared.
Immediate
Sword
death
square.
slice.
Yeah, he puts like two swords in between his toes, and he's like, four sword style, like.
No, it has to go between his butt cheeks. That's how he has to have the
Yeah.
fourth sword. Okay.
Yeah, he's got six. He's got one in his mouth, one in the front hole, one in the back hole, and then he's got his toes in his hands.
Wait, can you imagine he's walking like after you just get like a pedicure?
Okay, here it is. I found it. The 9 mountains and 8 seas constitute one world. 1,000 of them form a small kiliocosm. And when I gather and cube that kiliocosm, there's nothing I can't cut. 3-sword style secret technique. The billion-fold world trikiliocosm.
I
Wow.
think Zoro just makes up words.
Wow, wow, he was digging
Zoro's
deep.
got like
like what the hell, Zoro?
Zoro's using two sword style there. So he's got a fucking thesaurus in the other hand.
Yeah.
I was about to say, did Zoro touch a book? How did he get his hands on it?
No, it's still 3-sword style. He has the 3rd sword in between his butt cheeks.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh. So we have kind of already discussed that this year how she swims away to try to get the Noah.
Oh wait, did we talk about Sanji's fight?
Oh, kind of, but we did like the whirlwind.
He doesn't
right?
deserve it.
We
Let's just
mentioned
keep
the
moving
the
forward.
air walking.
The air walking,
Yeah.
the whirlwind.
Sorry, I think I was like tending to my dogs. during
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
and
Oh, yeah.
he sets the big dude aflame.
Oh,
Fire,
yeah.
And then he works together with Jinbei.
Yeah, with Jinbei.
And
Doesn't
then
deserve
Nami
I
it.
like
fries this
Jinbei.
big guy. That was fun.
Yeah.
Just saying, Zoro does not deserve to do anything with Jinbei.
Oh,
Far
and-
away from Jinbei.
Oh, I like Brooke's fight with Zio because he
That's true.
keeps stepping on Zio, and Zio pretends like I am attacking your foot with my face.
Yeah, he
not
was like
that you're
the-
stepping on.
Like the Black Knight from Monty Python.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He also gets around pretty
Actually,
quickly.
I liked that fight with Brooke. I don't know. I thought Brooke was quite clever
Mhm.
throughout this arc. I think Brooke was maybe my favorite. Not my
Yeah.
favorite,
Yeah, I liked it.
but I still really liked Brooke.
Brooke has a lot of like subtle moves. He doesn't do it really flashy.
Yeah, certainly not the main character, like figuratively and literally of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he
Mhm.
had some cool moves if you
Yeah.
look back to it.
Yeah, and he has like ice powers now with his
Yes.
blades.
Yeah, and he
Because he's
put
so
people
cool.
in a daze with his
Mhm.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. Go Brooke.
Absolutely.
And then finally we have Luffy fighting Hody.
Hody. And
As
kind of Vanderdeck.
Shirahoshi's trying to escape.
Yeah.
And the Noah is falling and he's in a bubble.
Yeah.
And Hody's all like, "Ha ha! I am in the water now. You cannot beat me."
Yeah, and Luffy's just like, never mind, now I have bubble. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they
so
help him.
I was a little confused with that too. So when he punches out of the bubble, is it like just stretching the bubble, or is it leaving the bubble? But
He's coating his arm in hockey so that he can still stretch for a little bit, but it does make his attacks weaker.
Oh, okay.
that was confusing.
Yeah, he's not actually stretching the bubble. His arm does have to come out of the bubble.
Yeah,
He's very vulnerable.
that is true.
And then Fukaboshi does help him for a little bit, and he finally gets onto the arc where there's a lot more air.
Yeah, he's trying to get onto the arc, and Hody's like, "Meh, you're trying to get in the arc, you stupid human." Because there's air on it. And Luffy does get pretty beat up by Hody. Because Hody is just like cracked out, but
Yeah, Hody really said 1v1 me and then took a bunch of cheats and then debuffed. Like,
yeah.
1v1 me on Rust right now.
I know.
But he turns cheat engine.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah. So yeah, they take Vanderdecken is just there too. So it's like falling down, and he takes out Hody basically.
Or
Or does he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He takes out Hody with his Gomu Gomu. Crap. It's a big shot, right?
I think it's Red Hawk.
Is it Red Hawk?
Red Hawk?
Yeah.
Yeah, Red
Where
Hawk.
he like makes fire basically. With
Yeah,
all the
his
friction of
scary fire arc thing.
which is like a callback to Ace, of course.
Mm-hmm. And then
Oh,
like
yeah.
the Noah is falling onto the city still. And Luffy's just gonna destroy it because he can't think of another way to like stop it.
And then Neptune's like, "Wait, no, we can't destroy it, but I guess we'll all die. So if we don't destroy it, so
Yeah, I guess we gotta let him do it.
no."
And he's using like this black fist power to do that. I don't even know what it's called.
So
but-
the black fist is like how they're kind of visualizing hockey. I didn't know that he's using.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we ever made that clear. How.
No, I didn't totally know. I thought that it was
I think there's another character that uses it before
maybe.
to like show. I think
Isn't Sanji?
no, God, there was a time when you first saw it was like when somebody punches a Logia, and like their fist is black. It wasn't Rayleigh.
I don't think their fist turned black then. I think this is kind of new to the series.
It's newer.
Like
Okay.
Shanks and stuff did it before,
Mm-hmm.
and like even like Rayleigh was doing it before without
Yeah.
it.
In my head, I thought it was like the little. She's not a little girl, but the small person that had like the color theory powers.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was like that at first, but I don't know.
Miss Golden Week.
Yeah, Miss Golden Week. Yeah, but then I realized it wasn't that later
Yeah.
on.
It's just to visually show it because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah, I get it. So everyone has agreed that or everyone has accepted at least that the Noah's going to be destroyed. King Neptune is like, oh god, my kingdom is in shambles. But then, I guess Shirahoshi was praying hard enough, and the Neptunians all show up and they stop the boat from falling into Fishman Island.
Mhm.
And she saves the day! Wimpy Hoshi saves the day!
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then like Luffy can also hear their voices for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, but once he realizes that everything is fine, he just like passes out because he's like very injured.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird too.
Yeah.
I thought it was because I know why they did it because it was the plot point about the blood thing. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like he's lost more blood and it hasn't been as big of an issue. maybe they
True.
always have
Yeah.
blood donors on hand, but like something about like specifically in this script, he's like, "Oh my God, he's losing so." I'm like, he got hit once. I was like, there's like
Oh, Cody did
moments where
like bite him like
Yeah, he bit
directly.
him.
yeah, I guess there's
He
just
could
been
have hit an
times he's like,
artery.
there's
I don't
been
know.
literally a
Wow.
time where a giant man with a hook stabs his entire hook
I
through
know.
Luffy's stomach.
Yeah, true. It got better.
And he was fine.
Mm.
Yeah, it was interesting that like in this specific circumstance, and obviously they did it because it was like, oh, well,
Although,
they need to show.
I
the whole
wondered
blood
if it
thing.
was because he was in water and he's weakened in water, and so the
That's
hits hit
true.
harder.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
Maybe. Because he wasn't rubber at that point, right?
Yeah,
When he's in
True.
water.
yeah. So that's why I thought he was bleeding so much because he did.
But you're right. No, it
Yeah.
like the like the explanation is really just like, yeah, they needed to the plot point.
Yeah, it was.
But at least it's Jinbei that gives him the blood. They're like real brothers, you know.
Yeah, that was cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought there was one thing that was kind of weird. I don't know, like when I was talking, like Oda kind of writes this story about racism without fully understanding the history. I thought it was a little weird the parts where like they were basically saying like destroy our past, like we were really bad in the past for doing these things, and it's like it's a very strange way to write that in my opinion, because it's like if I'm supposed to be connecting this to real life. It's like
Yeah.
the hatred that maybe people would have had for like racist stereotypes and stuff is like, I don't say a bad thing, but like I don't know, the way it was worded was weird. It was
Yeah,
very
that's
strange.
true.
It was more like he was writing this story that was like, oh, there's no room for hate. Like you shouldn't be like you shouldn't have hate at all like this, and if you did, that's shameful. Don't think about that. And it's like
I don't think
uh,
that's what the message he was trying to say, though, because
Yeah.
the way Charlie talks to the Fishman kids is like, the kids are like, should we cheer for the humans? Should we cheer for the fishmen? And then Charlie just says like, we can't, like, don't tell them which side to cheer for. Let them watch for themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is I like that message, but I just thought the commenting of like destroy our past kind of thing
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
it was just weird. I don't know how like
Yeah, I think it was
I'm not the
weird,
best like person to comment on that, but like
I
Mhm.
do get it. I think Wally's right where like I think Oda meant like the Fishman Island, they wanted to start off on a fresh slate.
Yeah.
I guess. Speaking of
Right.
fresh slate, could we take like a 5-minute break?
Yeah, I'm
It's
fine.
been
My throat.
requested. And then we can finish up Fishman Island
Mhm.
on our way back. Sorry, I was like, how do I get into this segue? Sorry.
That was a superfluous segue.
No, I'm good. I need to go drink anyway.
All right, sounds good. Let's come back
Alright,
in a few
be
minutes.
right
Glug glug.
BRB. Hello, we've returned. We are watered and ready to
Hydrated.
go. Hydrated.
Moist.
And ready to go to talk about the rest of Fishman Island. We're not too far from the end, but there's a lot of info at the end.
Mhm. I do want to say really quick though, for
Yes.
Hody, I do like how in the end they reveal that his motivation is like nothing. No humans have ever actually hurt him before.
Yeah.
He's not seeking vengeance. It's just like he's carrying on the hate from the previous generations,
Yeah.
which is like a very stupid thing to do, but it is like a lot of what people do in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like almost baseless reasoning.
Like just a lot of like, you know, like neoconservative people or like just racist people in general carry on this hate for people even though they've never actually been affected by it, and their hate really isn't justified.
Yeah.
So I like that was kind of being touched on, and how in the end, Neptune is like, we segregated out the Fishman district for too long and we need to bring them back with the rest of Fishman Island, which was good. That was a good message, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess after dealing with like the entire Marine army, it was like, oh, this guy just hates to hate. So it didn't feel as impactful, but it is you're right, it's a reflection on real people. So
And like the of course, the dichotomy between Hody Jones and Jinbei is like the
Yes.
one here.
Yes, like Jinbei learns from his experiences.
Mhm.
And Hody hasn't even like had experiences.
Yeah, but yeah, he's
Yeah.
just a stupid dude.
It's just a stupid dude.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, they like tie up Vanderdeck and Hody after the fight. Chopper's like not doing well because he used too much power.
Yeah.
So Robin's like helping him like
Mhm.
do medical work, which doesn't seem like it would be good, but it's okay because this is a cartoon.
She's like holding him up by his head or something.
She's like holding up his head, yeah. And so he's like testing out, trying to give him blood. But Luffy has another rare blood type. I feel like every blood type is rare in this world now.
Yeah, they're like made up too. They're not actual blood types.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like
made up.
it's like F or something. Yeah.
F, yeah, there's F and R. I don't remember what Sanji's was, but yeah, no one was offering because none of the Straw Hats had F blood, but it's okay because Jinbei.
Yeah, and all the fishermen were afraid.
Yeah, they're like, no, but Jinbei's the bigger man and offers to donate his blood. Which is funny because it's never been an issue, but it's definitely for the plot points.
Yeah.
It's alright, though.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the overall message in this arc was good, but the way we get there a lot of times is really scrambled and not very well thought out.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, so then,
They throw a big party. They give the Straw Hats all the candy, which becomes a problem later because Big Mom's like, "Where's my candy then?" The factory's all destroyed, and the Straw Hats ate all the candy.
Yeah, they have a big feast.
Yeah, they have like they have like an animated movie like musical number at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. They're all like hanging out.
Yeah, in the underwater like jazz club.
Yeah.
And Luffy says that Fishman Island is under his protection from now on, and like challenges Big Mom.
Yep.
Oh
And
yeah.
says that they're gonna give all the treasure they got from Fishman Island to her to make up for the candy that they ate at least.
Yeah, because he ate all the candy.
And then we find out that the drugs came from this like tomate box.
Yeah, the tomate box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and isn't like they put like an explosive in it or something.
Yeah, they filled it up with
gosh,
explosives, but no one would try to steal it again. But then they accidentally gave that to Big Mom.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Put the bomb under the table.
Like,
It's like-
get to her.
There's like slapstick humor by the end.
Oh yeah, yeah. Luffy doesn't like. One thing I thought was sort of funny about this entire arc was Luffy was like, I don't like it when people cheer for me. And I was like, dude, people cheering for you is literally the reason you're alive, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know that, so I guess it's whatever. But also, yeah, Luffy and Zoro defining what being a hero in the same way
Yeah.
is different.
Like, we don't want to be heroes because that means we have to share food and drink.
They don't want to share.
Even though they pretty consistently do that. They throw parties a lot.
Yeah, they throw
And share
parties and
food.
share.
Mhm.
It's just a frame of reference, I suppose. A frame of mind. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny way to word it.
And Hody and the new fisherman pirates all like grow super old because drugs are bad, kids.
bad.
Dogs are bad, okay?
And through steroids, they make your pee-pee small.
And your
You get
skin
old.
disheveled.
Yeah.
Yes. While the party's happening, Robin like takes King Neptune off to the side to ask him about the poneglyph that
yes.
she read.
What's the guy's? Yeah, they mentioned the guy Joy something, right?
Joy Boy, right?
Joy Boy.
Yeah, Joy Boy.
Yeah.
It's a good name.
Yeah. Oh gosh, because I think what's on the poneglyph is him like apologizing to the previous mermaid who could control the Neptunians, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I forgot to mention this. That was crazy when the Neptunians came out. you see them in like chapter like 10. You like they're like those guys. There's like a panel of all those crazy
Oh
huge
yeah,
creatures
yeah,
like lifting up the Going Merry or whatever.
yeah.
That's crazy. They came back, and it's like it's nuts that that was like the secret weapon that was so mysterious for so long. It was like kind of right in front of them. It was like what?
Oh.
Even like the first opening to One Piece, you see the same creatures at one point, and it's like,
Oh
wow,
yeah.
that's some
Same
crazy
recordings.
foreshadowing.
What do you guys think of the ancient weapon being a person?
That's a cool angle.
Yeah, it's a cool angle, and I think it also gives into, I don't know, it feels like Oda's building up like the everything that is like foretold to happen is like a legit prophecy, and like people just get reborn into the roles,
Mm.
because like there's Shida Hoshida has the powers, and there's, I don't know, the will of D is
Mm.
going around.
It was pretty cool because, well, one, I'm happy they didn't keep it one dimensional. Oh, a weapon is a weapon. Whoa, no. But like it's slowly representing what a whole crew is, you know? You need like members, so it's, well, you need weapons to like fight, so you need a weapon. You need a ship to go, sail the seas and conquer, so it's a ship. And now you need like personnel who are, strong and can, turn the tides of the world, and so now it's a person. So like I'm wondering what else, like what other parts of a crew you can contribute to, like, to a super secret weapon.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I think it's interesting. I don't know. Like, I didn't really care about Neptune for a lot of it because he's just like the sad king for a lot of this. But I think, I don't know, him being very troubled that his like daughter could literally be used as a weapon was like, that's real, dude. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
um, yeah, and she
And
doesn't
there's
even really
something about
know.
the Noah where the Noah needs to be used later.
Yeah, the
And
Noah
Joy
needs
Boy
to
made
be
a
used
promise
later.
but wasn't able to fulfill it and said sorry. I don't know
Yeah,
what that promise was.
so it'll be used later. It will be used. And then Poseidon was like the previous name of the princess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's the name of the ancient weapon.
Or it's the name of the ancient weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
But she is the weapon.
She is the Poseidon.
Yeah, she is Poseidon, yeah. That makes sense.
So I have a crackpot theory.
Oh yeah?
I think that Luffy will eventually come back to Fishman Island. Because remember the Celestial Dragon's home, Marijois, is right above it on the red line.
Yeah.
So I think that he will eventually destroy Fishman Island because he will destroy Marijois, and it will inevitably also destroy Fishman Island underneath it. But everyone will escape using the Ark and Shirahoshi's power.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
That's my crackpot theory.
That could be what they escape with, given like, could you imagine like Joy Boy's the like the Noah type ship wasn't actually the ship he was referencing? Could you imagine it was something else on the other type of vessel?
Like Enel's ship from Skypiea, the one that like floated in the sky, Maxim.
Oh, yeah.
That was awesome art.
If that was it, that's some crazy prophecy speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
There's also Pluton and there's also
Uranus, right?
Uranus, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 other ancient weapons. Maybe they're also people.
They could be people, I don't know. I really don't. Do I think
But also if they destroy Marijois in the red line, that would technically also create the all blue for Sanji's dream.
that's true.
Because there's no place where all 4 oceans can be right now because there's this gigantic continent that spans the entire globe.
I'm not sure if I want Sanji's dreams to come true.
Yeah. He already found the all blue, he said.
Yeah,
He's
said
fine.
already
He
found
can
it.
leave.
He's
You
fine.
But
can
what if
leave.
that's foreshadowing that Fishman Island will be the all blue once the red line's destroyed?
Gasp!
So I guess.
It would be interesting as like, it'd be an interesting idea if that's like where they ultimately go, is like back to somewhere they've been.
And what if, the One Piece, the pirate treasure we've been looking for has been under our noses this whole time? Because pirate treasures are marked by a big red X, and the globe has 2 lines, the grand line and the red line. This is the point where they meet. Like, yes.
Crisscross applesauce.
Wait, so
This is
where-
all crackpot
where would
theories.
that-
It's
where
not
would that-
spoilers at
where
all.
would
This is
that
just like
be?
really crackpot theories.
That's
Where would that X be? Would that X be at Fishman Island?
Or it would be like at Mary Joa, which is above Fishman
Yeah.
Island, right? Because that's
Oh,
the
wow.
point where the Grand Line and the Red Line meet,
yeah.
and that makes an X.
I get it. I don't know.
I mean, the other, but then the problem is there's another point where those two lines would meet because that would be Reverse Mountain.
Yeah, One Piece.
Yeah.
We're honestly Toto just shared her crackpot theory.
Yeah. No,
We're-
it's not mine. I got it from other people too. But
We're
like,
pretty much at the end
mine's
of Fishman Island. Luffy really wants Jinbei to join the crew, but he's like, "I will join you, but not yet." So we'll see when
He's
if
coming.
and when he joins. He's coming, which is good because I love this triangle man.
Yes, he's so cool. I love his face. It's just that like big scowl kind of face. It's so cool.
Yeah,
yeah, his like V mouth, his upside down V mouth.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, at the very end, like you explained, like Luffy's like, "I'll just take the treasure because I ate all the candy. That should be good enough, right?" And we see Big Mom in like very threatening panels.
Mm.
um,
She's like looming.
she's a little scary, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah, but before that, stupid Caribou comes back and he like steals the treasure, and Neptune doesn't care because he's like, whatever. At least all my people are alive, which is nice. That's a good king. But
Oh yeah, and Caribou also hears that Shirahoshi is the ancient weapon, and he's
yeah,
like,
so
"Ooh,
he tries to
interesting."
kidnap her. So, I don't know. I think they like don't they just like punch Caribou when he goes flying and then
Yeah, they just like capture him anyway and take the treasure back. It's kind
Yeah.
of like,
It's-
well, what was
it's
the
so-
point of
what
that?
was the point? Yeah.
Again, the point was to have that scene where he's like attacking Mermaid Girl, and it's like great. Like,
Yes.
Okay, wait, because Navigating Nightmare in chat asked, the point of the One Piece would be like after they destroy Mary Joa, where the Celestial Dragons live, and they break the Red Line, the entire ocean will be one piece of ocean.
Sorry for wheezing. It's silly.
one, yeah.
If that, I don't know. I don't
That
know
is
enough about-
that would be a decent like if they hype it up enough where it's like, there's a lot of like problems with the divide between the Grand Line, the Red Line, or whatever. It could be like now true freedom, like the ocean is completely free.
Yeah.
That would kind of fit with the themes of the series.
Yeah.
I love that everyone in chat is just like, yeah, Big Mom is a really big mom. Just so
Indeed, a massive mommy, a large mother.
mother. Yeah. She is. She's scary.
Ginormous
Yeah.
mama.
A big mom.
She looks like a Dark Souls boss or something. She's just like this big like
Yeah.
weird. Right now, she's like this big like
Humongous
creepy
matriarch.
mouth and eyes.
Massive matriarch.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess see what else happens. Not very much happens after that. There's a small scene where Tashigi and Smoker are now like they're going to the G5 base or they're training on the G5 base, right? But then they've caught the sailors that were like released off of Fishman Island because they were captured there. And they're like we're not gonna tell you who saved us, but like Smoker already knew, and they do say it at the very end anyway.
Oh yeah.
We stopped at chapter 653. I'm pretty sure that's the right.
Yeah, that's the one I stopped on.
Yeah, 653.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah,
pretty
right off
like
Fishman Island, and right before Punk Hazard.
Yeah.
these are funny names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
oh,
say,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Oh no, I just also remembered that that Jinbei is like, yo, you didn't know that Aka Inu is like the new general or whatever.
Oh
head
yeah,
of
and
the
this is when we
Marines.
learn. Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
fleet admiral now.
And Aokichi has left,
Mm-hmm.
and they fought for like days and days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of off-screen
A lot of plot.
stuff.
It's cool when it's during the Yeah, it's cool when it's during the time skip. It's like, oh wow, that's crazy how much stuff can happen in 2 years.
Yeah.
But like during the arc, we could have seen like Zoro do the cool thing where they escape. I would have liked
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
that, but that's
Yeah,
fine, I
yeah.
guess.
Like, I'm okay with this stuff, like, in other places being off screen, because, they're in other places, but I kind of wanted to see, like, show me the Straw Hats, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm right here with them.
it's true. And so, the Fishman
That
Island.
said, like,
Oh, yeah.
other people will complain if we do show all of them, then the series gets extra long.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
This
so
arc will be
long.
like twice as long.
I was gonna
And
say,
then
I'm
it's like,
sure
okay.
Oda was in a rough spot where he didn't want to make it too long. He's probably already had criticism about how long some of his arcs have been, so like, I'm sure he was
Oh, no,
trying
no,
to
no,
do it
no.
as much
Trust
as he
me, he doesn't care about the length of arcs.
could.
I'm pretty sure they
I-
get really long.
Yeah, there's some arcs that are like over 100 chapters.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
one.
God.
I have like a little list my friend gave me of how long they all are, and one of them is like 150. Like, what the fuck? I don't think
Jeez.
that's like one of the last ones, though. I don't think we'll get there for a while. But,
Yeah, there's one arc that's longer than all at East Blue.
Wow.
God.
oh boy. As they decide that they they do want to leave. Nami gets a cool log pose where she has 3 options now, and one of them's deadly.
And I like how they like make a thing how Luffy hears that that's how that works. It's like, oh no, he figured it out.
They're
Like,
all freaking out.
It's a dangerous one.
Crying.
Oh, you loved him like wrapping himself around. Now he's like, let's go here. Let's do this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, don't let
That
him
was funny.
know. It was silly. But the ship is ready to go. It's all coded, so they can leave. Shirahoshi is like, we'll meet again. Oh, sorry, we'll meet again. And they have like a pinky promise where everyone like touches her finger.
Her gigantic
yeah.
pinky,
Her
and like
giant
Luffy
pinky.
wraps his pinky around it.
Yeah.
It's
So,
honestly kind of freaky. I don't like when he touches his fingers. It's kind of gross.
yeah, it's
Which one?
weird.
Wait,
When he wraps his hand, whole entire
his finger.
arm around
Yeah.
her finger, it's a little.
no, I think it's just his pinky.
Yeah,
It's just her
his
pinky.
No,
Oh,
it's
you're
just
right.
his
It's
pinky.
his pinky. Oh, that's fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
Never
that's why I
mind.
was-
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, and then I don't know. Luffy is feeling happy and optimistic, and he wants to see Shanks.
To the new world.
Yeah, to get to the new world. And that I think that's Fishman Island.
Yeah, is that it?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, a lot happened, but also not a lot happened. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Just gonna say, yeah, this arc as a whole is very on and off. It's like sometimes I was invested, sometimes I wasn't. Usually it hasn't been the case in a while. I feel like most of the arcs recently have just been super good altogether.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Blackbeard is an emperor now. You're right.
Oh yeah, we do run that here as well.
Yeah. Sunderdant, thank you very much for joining the observatory.
Oh, and
Yeah.
welcome.
Welcome.
So, what are our star and slug ratings? Reminder to everyone: star is our subjective ratings, how we personally felt about the arc. Slug is objective ratings, how much we would recommend someone else to read this.
Yes.
You should go first.
Who has the strongest feelings?
I'll go last because I feel like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to hear your
Well, you can
honest
go. I'll
opinions.
go first. Then we can just go in order. Yeah, it's probably personal one is probably 7 out of 10. Or are we doing? Is it 5 or 7? I don't remember. Or 10? I don't remember.
It's,
Out of 10.
It's
Yeah.
out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, we
7.
never rated Return to Sabouti too, but
Oh, you're
that's-
right.
Oh,
I mean, that's. I don't know.
yeah, it was kind of small.
Yeah.
It was just like
It was so small,
post time
mhm.
skip thingy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but yeah, I think we're just gonna say, yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is pretty comfy. It's like, it's not bad, and some of the backstories and stuff was really intriguing, and I liked a lot of the world building, and Jinbei's cool, and character moments were fine, and as the first arc in their new look and everything, it did its job well, but pacing was weird, and I don't know, it just didn't have the kick that some other One Piece arcs had. That I don't know. I wasn't as invested. It didn't have the scene where he hits the bell like Skypiea or whatever. It didn't have one of those kind of scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then I guess subjective. I mean, at this point, or objective. I guess at this point, it's hard to not to tell someone not to consume something. I guess if there was a arc where maybe you could get a summary or maybe skim or skip some chapters or watch like an abridged version of it, maybe this one would be okay for that. So maybe I'd give it like an 8 out of 10
Mm,
compared to some other arcs. I'm not sure, but it's still like important to watch, I think. There's a lot of like build up towards it, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Certainly. I'm gonna say I will also, for the objective rating, I'm gonna also give it a 7. I just feel, to me, it was like an anticipated sequel to a well-established title, in a way that it is new, you know it's coming. It's like there are fresh elements, and you're like, oh my god, I'm into it. But for those who have been along in this franchise, this story, for now, like I said, we're going on 600 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
um while it is fresh, there you can, if you're aware, if you're like part of it, like I said, you will notice the cracks of, yeah, it's new plus, but like it's not really stretching itself to like be distinguished against what it had come after. It, like I said, like there were, yeah, some, like it helped some elements of storytelling and big conflict like this, but the pacing did fall off a bit, um, and especially compared to where where I had, like for me, I read this along with what we had read previously all in one go. So I was in it. I was very much like attached to getting through it, and then by the end of this arc, I stopped because it like took a lot out of me to fully encompass the arc itself. While
Mm.
it wasn't bad, and that's not like, I'm not saying it's a bad arc. It's just like, it kind of threw me off my momentum a little bit. So I don't think it was the best thing, but I thought I could see it not aging as well as the upcoming arcs. So I'm gonna trust my future opinion and say it's all right. I think we're gonna see better as we go along.
Mm.
Slug rating. Well, of course, it's I'm gonna say probably, I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10. Obviously, you want to see like the new powers and see everything that's going on, but I could see the case for some other arcs or some other um, parts in the future could really showcase their power. This just happened to be the perfect circumstance for it to happen all at once. But I could have very easily seen these powers later on and like appreciated it more than now, which is tough because that battle was huge in scale. But from what we've received from Oda from the previous like 600 chapters, I have a feeling he could do it better.
Mm,
And so that's just, I don't know. I have a lot of hope in how much he develops his work.
yeah.
So
I
do it
understand.
because it's what they do it. Read it because, I mean, you should. Why would you skip the entire thing? They hyped up Fishman
already this
Island for
far.
God knows how many chapters, and
Yeah.
like you said, yeah,
That's true. They
you're
did
this
hype it
far
up.
and you do that.
Yeah, they did. Oh gosh, for me. Oh, I actually think my rating is the same for my star rating. I think it's a 7. Yeah. And then honestly, as I read on, it could even push it down to like a 6 or a 6.5. But yeah, it was definitely hard to live up to because it was immediately after Marineford.
Right.
It's
You
hard
can't
Mhm.
do that.
it's
Yeah.
hard to have anything lead up like be better than that after such a crazy arc. I feels like, but I don't even think it was a bad restart, except there were just some awful predators and Sanji's predators.
Sanji's also
Yeah,
Sanji
there's some
included.
creeps in this
It just-
arc,
it just was
including
like,
Sanji.
Why is this? Like, I think the first half of this arc, especially, felt like kind of a slog to get through because I was like, oh my god, Sanji, please shut up. But then once Sanji isn't like, we're worrying about Sanji dying from blood loss, uh, it got better and I was more interested in it. I like the fights and I like how all the Straw Hats got to show off their powers. But yeah, it was really messy. It's hard to tell where things are happening. Not really messy, kind of messy. But in the end, I think I still liked it overall. I liked a lot of the new character designs. I just some parts were very bothersome. um, for the slug rating, I think it's probably like an 8 because I feel like at this point you're probably gonna read it anyway because you're definitely invested in the series. But if you got through Marineford, I feel like but I think you could cut out some of the chapters. Like if someone like decided to go through and cut out anything that's not like incredibly important, you might have a more streamlined experience. But the ending especially is very important because that's where a lot of the world building happens, and Jinbei's backstory I think is very good. So yeah, 8 for Slug.
I think I'm gonna go. Is this the first unanimous 7 out of 10 we're gonna give?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
probably.
think it's a 7 out of
I'm
10
gonna say
for
so.
star rating. Yeah, it's a good arc. It's not a bad arc. It has its issues though. It definitely is not perfect.
Yeah.
And like I've been saying, the overall message and themes are good, but the like way we get there is not the best.
Yeah.
And
Great.
there's a lot of issues where like some stuff could have been expanded and other parts could have been cut short. And it's also right after Marineford. But even despite that, I think that this arc struggles in a lot of ways. And it has some really high highs and some really like low moments. And you're right. This arc, I feel like slug rating wise, is also like a 7 out of 10. Like you could skim through it and probably get the gist of it. A lot of these like villains, are never coming back unless they want to fight an old man Hody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the concepts like at the very end are very important, and like some of the good guy characters you meet probably will show up again. Because like Shirahoshi's an ancient weapon, like she's definitely gonna show up again at some point. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's skippable, but it's skimmable if you really wanted to get through
It's
it.
definitely more skimmable than some other arcs.
Yep. I will say though, if you are going to read it in color. It really helps clear up a lot of the art, especially with the underwater and water bits. And it also makes like the coral reefs and stuff that they're living in a lot prettier.
Yeah. I did think it was pretty. Yeah. And Shirahoshi's cute. So there's that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah. It is difficult because it's still like I was so happy to see all the Straw Hats again, but I wanted more of them. It's like they were gone for so long, give me more.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like how Shirahoshi, we didn't mention this earlier, but we learned that she knew that it was actually Hody who shot her mother all these years ago.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to hate him because her mother wouldn't have wanted that, and she's kind of just like trying to hold on to that legacy of being better than the hatred and carrying that hatred with you.
Yeah.
Which I think was the overall theme of the Fishman Island arc.
Yeah, it was like, don't hate.
Don't hate.
Or
Really
like
hate
if you're going to
Sanji.
hate, like at least don't let it carry on over to the next generation.
Yeah. A very powerful message for an arc that makes you hate Sanji so much.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's so disappointing.
It's Sanji's fault though. He's all being transphobic and stuff. My
Yeah.
Not being
goodness.
transphobic, Sanji. God.
Come on.
I really wish that like after going to Kamabaka Island, he would have come out being more accepting and better with women, not insanely worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been a cool thing for his arc where
Yeah,
he like
cool character development.
yeah,
But
where he
no,
like
his character
respects
developed
everybody.
backwards. Like, what the
And
fuck, Sanji?
imagine like I would be so much more charmed if he like was even really attracted to all like he became like attracted to everybody because of
Yeah.
it. So like,
Yeah, he
even
just
like the
became the
more like
ultimate romantic,
monstrally
and he finally kisses Zoro on the lips and
even
smooches him.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, we all know Zoro has no gag reflex because he carries that big old sword in his
It's
mouth all the
true, it's
time. I mean,
true.
like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it would actually kind of be a weirdly cute character development for like even all like the more monstrous ladies like Zoro
He's
or
still like nice
Sanji
to
still
them.
like goes like fawns over.
Oh,
That would have been like slightly more interesting than just making him like more of like
a perv.
a piece of shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say it almost feels like Oda is a little out of practice for like this arc and the next arc. Next
Oh.
arc is Punk Hazard, not one of my favorite arcs. It's okay,
Okay.
but
I'm interested. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think it's the best arc.
Mhm. Oh, it was weird though. Not weird, just like, oh, I know exactly when this arc was being written because there's like an entire like big art piece at the end of one of the chapters for like prayers for the people after the tsunami, the Great
Oh,
Tohoku earthquake, and I was like, whoa! So like then I knew exactly when it was being written. It was strange.
I
It was
I want to
strange.
mention that because it was weirdly worded. I
It
gotta
was
like find that.
translated very strangely.
Yeah, there was like I was like, Oda, what the hell? I
Like,
was
we're
like,
not
why would you
talking about
say
you.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, what it was so ridiculous. I remember like taking screenshots and my friend be like, "What the hell's wrong with Oda? Like he's gone crazy." I was like,
Yeah.
hold on,
It was,
trying to find it. I can't. I just tried to Google it. It's not coming up. But
fascinating.
yeah, it was something like basically it was like supposed to be they were supposed to be talking to Luffy, but it sounded like it was just this text bubble that said like we don't care how you're doing, like shut up
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. This is for the
I
other
was like,
people. Which was fascinating. 'Cause that was when I like was constantly seeing One Piece in my life too. So it was like, whoa, One Piece has always been there.
yeah, it's funny how like I think when I first started like getting into anime and like being in the anime like circles and stuff was kind of around this part like around this time. So I remember seeing a lot of stuff about these arcs. Like I remember seeing tons of screenshots and people posting about the mermaids and stuff
Mm,
at the time.
I don't. I just remember seeing them like there was like marketing, but it didn't have Brooke in it actually, which is interesting because that was in 2010. I don't know. Shrug.
Yeah, as I think Punk Hazard was definitely at the current arc. 'Cause I remember my friend got really into it when Dressrosa started, which I know was the arc after that. So
Yeah.
I like Dressrosa. Dressrosa is good.
All right.
But Punk Hazard is interesting.
Yeah.
So how long is the next arc? Like
Next
how much are we
arc?
reading next?
The next one, Podcasters 46.
Yeah, we could make that one stream.
Okay.
Dressrosa is pretty long.
That's Rose is 102.
Yeah, we might have to split that one up into two.
What?
102.
What the
Go get a
hell?
nice comfy chair, Dawn. Books ain't gonna cut it. This will be a biggin.
God,
we might
that's
we
so
might
long.
if we could split it in half maybe.
We probably should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's insane.
Alright, time to crack it.
like I said, there's some arcs that are just longer than all of East Blue. Like,
Holy crap. But yeah, Podcasters.
oh yeah, and Dressrosa takes place over the course of one day.
Right. My God.
Seriously?
Really? And it's 100
Yeah.
chapters.
Yeah, yeah.
Get
A lot
outta
happens
here.
in that.
Dang. That's a lot.
No.
But yeah, I think Punk Hazard will be next. I don't know exactly what day we will discuss it, but we'll discuss it after the stream, and then I'll announce it on YouTube and the Discord shortly after.
All right.
Yeah, for all of you listeners. But yeah, Fishman Island. It was all right. I wasn't like as jazzed about it as the other as Marineford, but that's what. How could I be?
Yeah, Marineford
it's
is
hard.
kind of like peak One Piece at this point.
Yeah.
this is
Other
like
than Izami.
it's almost like a needed like calm after that, maybe.
Yeah.
True, true. I mean, it's the Straw Hats needed a win, right? They've had like consecutive losses in the
That's
past
true.
few arcs.
It's
It's a
true.
Even though
pretty even.
to a certain extent, it just kind of felt like they were fighting. They weren't bullies, but they were just fighting. They were over leveled, like you said before.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, is this even a
I
fight?
mean, they trained for like 2 years.
They
They
did
haven't
train
even
for
been
2
sailing
years.
for 2 years before that.
They grinded for like ever.
Mhm.
True.
Luffy really said we need to grind before we go to the next area.
Yep, we gotta grind. I need my therapy with Jinbei. Yeah,
Mandatory.
mandatory, which is fair.
I can't wait to see more Jinbei.
He just yeah. His design, it just brings it, like, it makes me happy.
Just this design brings joy, you know.
Brings
It's
joy.
cool.
Yeah.
He smiles. It's so cool.
Like I said, I just wish I had a little like a stress plushie thing of him I could squeeze. 'Cause he's so cute. I don't know why. Although he does make the Enel face at one point, so maybe that's what I want.
Young Jinbei's badass too.
Yes, that's true. All right, I'm gonna find somebody to raid while we're binding down.
I'm trying to find an image of triangular Jinbei.
Triangle. He's like the cutest Dorito.
Mm.
I want to
Oh
draw
my
like a really.
Jinbei.
Frankie
I
is
wanna-
placed as a triangular one. Frankie used
I
to be
wanna,
a
like,
triangular
draw,
one.
like, a
Now Frankie
really-
is square.
Yeah.
I want to draw like a really like cartoony triangle shaped Jinbei.
Yeah.
Do it. That's what I was trying to find.
Let's see. Who do we have?
Right, just make a Jinbei from like Photoshop's preset for shapes.
Yeah.
Could be done. Honestly, it's like like Where's Waldo? Like how many triangles can you find on a Jinbei?
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's kinda fun.
You're right. We could rate here. Let's see. Are you still streaming? Yeah, they're still streaming. We can go to Quill and Quarrel. It's actually
okay.
Braca. Braca's talking about having their own, her own book club too. So hey.
Ooh.
Yeah. What should raid message be? Sanji, why are you like this? But nobody knows who Sanji is.
We can just say Jinbei, right? We all love Jinbei.
Jinbei, we love Jinbei.
Jinbei.
That's a good one.
Instead of saying Sanji, we can just say Jinbei.
I'm gonna say we love Jinbei. That's my that's my thing. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today for another One Piece discussion with the Straw Hat readers. We'll be back in July, most likely. Thanks for the hydrate, Ari. I'll do that right now. Yeah. So I don't know what time. All right, no, I know what time. It'll be 8 p.m., but I don't know what day. Yeah, so I'll let you know as soon as I know. Keep an eye out. Sometime
What
in
are we
July.
reading next?
Punk Hat Lizard? Oh, you're right. I didn't talk about it. Before we do any raid, we will be talking about book club. On July 11th, we will be discussing My Royal Awakening, which is a manhwa by Gusa. So if you like manhwa, you could join us for that too. If you haven't read it, I think it's like 80 chapters or so it's actually not a huge undertaking considering we read like 80 chapters regularly for One Piece.
Exactly. It's just in our range.
Yeah, it's making every like other manga and comic series so like easy to consume now. It's like, oh, that's nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
compared to
fine.
One Piece.
I consume like a full version of this manga in like a weekend sometimes for One Piece.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, like the
Mhm.
arcs of One Piece sometimes just eclipse other mangas, like whole series. Like
Yeah.
those series are just like 50 chapters long.
It's so true. Oh, totally not named Dan. Thank you for joining the observatory.
Danny Dan.
Yeah.
Hello.
Any future prediction? I have no idea what Punk Hazard's going to be about. I haven't looked at it. I really don't know anything about it.
Do you think there might be some punks and by chance
think-
some hazards?
Yeah, I think maybe
Might be hazardous, really.
it might be hazardous, and maybe there'll be mohawks and like I don't know what industrial piercings. I don't know.
Yeah.
I I don't know.
Whatever Oda thinks punk is.
Yeah.
You know, like-
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what to think of it.
Mm.
What if the punks are the hazards? That's a good question.
Oh, or maybe it's hazardous to punks.
I think Toto had
Ooh.
her wild theory before.
Like Robin
Oh yeah, I
Hood
had my like super
esque
wild
punks
theory.
staging
Did
a
you guys have any
coup.
wild theories?
Do we know yet what the D is? What it stands for?
These no,
That's
no,
it?
we don't.
Okay, we don't. Okay.
Damn.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it stands for damn either. Realm.
Damn.
Mm. Dang, Nurbit.
What do you
I'm
think the
trying.
D stands for then, Chad and the guys?
I had a thought while
Yeah.
I was reading this arc that perhaps it stands for like destiny or something. Because he's destined to be he's
Mm.
destined to be big in the world anyway. Luffy is.
I
What
think
if
it's
it
too
just-
straightforward though.
Yeah,
What if
maybe
it
it's
stands
too
for like
forward.
Donald or something? Just like some name.
No, anything but Donald.
Easily
Derek
McDonald.
or something.
I like Monkey Damn Luffy pretty. I like that one.
What if
I
it just
like
stands? What
Daft
if it's just like
as
somebody
well.
missaid the? It's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's Monkey the Luffy.
Yeah.
It's like, we just were somebody with like a lisp was pronouncing it for a while.
What if they're trying to say XD and then they forgot the X? They
Oh my
dropped the X.
gosh.
Yeah.
No, they're trying to
Monkey
be
X.
cringe.
Monkey XD Luffy?
Monkey XD Luffy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
ultimate enemy of the Ulu clan of people.
You're probably right that Destiny is too straightforward, but I'm like, well, it starts with the D, so. Monkey Deluxe.
I have a feeling Oda wrote like the One Piece to be like friends, and then like everyone made jokes about it, and he's like, no, that was never gonna be that. He's like, god damn it, god damn it, god damn
He
it.
does. He has said he has the ending planned out since the beginning. It's that the Seven Warlords part made the whole thing longer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the part that dragged it out.
Yeah. Buggy D Clown is the same. He has the Buggy has the will of D.
My friend kept making jokes where it was like, yeah, wait till like the fish that ate Shanks's arm was like, oh god, it was like something D arm, like something stupid
Yeah,
like that, like
arm.
D arm Shanks, yeah. Or the person that like Zoro, like the person that pushed her down D stairs.
Oh yeah, she knifed it down these stairs. Oh
It's
god.
Have
so
you seen?
stupid.
Oh, here's the real question. Have you seen the
Oh, yeah,
One Piece live
live
action?
Yeah, what do you guys think of the One Piece live action?
Oh yeah, we have to.
I haven't watched a live action show in a very long time, but from your screenshots, it looks not bannable in multiple countries. Not yet, at least. You guys let me know. I'm not sure I will watch.
I think
Uh,
it's clear that the people who are making it are big fans,
Yes.
considering that the cast list includes like all the like minor characters, and they're not cutting most of the parts out. Like they're just doing East Blue basically.
Okay.
I don't think they're really cutting anything. They even got the stupid cat brothers from the Syrup Village.
yeah.
Oh my god. You'll have to
Um,
clip the guy who pushed up his glasses because we know Trips loves that character.
Oh yeah,
Captain,
Bro.
Captain like D Kuro.
Yeah.
No.
Uh,
That's what you
I think the casting's really good, and like
Yeah.
another thing is they even the costume designers took inspirations like from the cover art sometimes. So like sometimes when like Luffy's wearing a Hawaiian shirt or a flower shirt, it's
Yeah.
like straight from the cover art. So
Yeah,
they're
I have a feeling it'll
really
be
big
like
fans.
there'll be like there'll be some passion behind it, but it's like I just don't think it works.
Yeah, I don't
in
think you can
theory.
capture the same magic because
Yeah.
of the goofy faces and the goofiness of One Piece itself. You just can't capture that in
Yeah.
live action.
I also I don't trust Netflix as like a producer of a series in general to like
Yeah, it's like
they seem to have such like incompetent either makeup artists or like filmographers or
I
whatever
don't
they're
know.
called.
I feel like it's pretty hit or miss
I don't
because like there are some series where they do a great job with that, like Wednesday and Stranger
That's true.
Things.
Yeah, it's really hit or miss though. Like
It's
I feel
so
like
hit or miss though.
Stranger Things says that they have the biggest budget ever though, so it's
Yeah.
like different. I think
Yeah.
Wednesday had a big budget too, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm just worried. Honestly, the thing that gets me is that they get makeup artists that don't understand the lighting in a lot of the series. So
Yeah.
that sort of concerns me, but I do think the casting was good. All the characters like fit who they're playing. Yeah. So we'll see. I'll watch
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
watch
check
the
out
first
together.
episode. Yeah, we could watch
Yeah.
it together. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
can watch
that'd be
it. We
fun.
can watch it on the Discord.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Friends
if you
with my
shout
whole
out the
class.
Discord, and join us
Oh,
on the
yeah, yeah.
Discord. We can watch it together and react to it together.
Yeah, the link to the Discord is right down below in my about section.
Mhm.
Stream
If you join
Elements
the
is
Discord,
rude.
if you join the Discord, you can see my funny drawing of Jinbei in the manga
Yeah.
chat.
Ah!
Mm-hmm.
I haven't looked
Quality
yet.
art, quality memes, everything
You
is
do it
there. It's a
already?
good
Oh my
convenience
god, it's
store.
amazing. It's
Love
perfect.
I love it. That's a silly
I gotta
triangle.
draw fake Nami too.
Oh my god.
She's gonna be like a bowling pin shape or something. No,
Hey
football
Arnold.
shape.
Hey Arnold. Nami.
Just her as Hey Arnold.
It's the Marvel curse where they lean into the formula.
I don't think it was as bad as some Marvel movies got, at least. It still felt kind of in character for them. But yeah, I don't know how they're going
Is
to
that-
adapt the dialogue.
There's that one line where Luffy's like, "I'm feeling some tension in the crew," and I'm like, I feel like you wouldn't say that. Like maybe I'm being picky, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I watch other
I
ones?
think it matches like the characterization of Luffy, where he's
Yeah.
kind of like a dumb, good-hearted kid. But yeah, he doesn't say that.
It's true.
I watch other One Piece YouTubers. I'm not sure about them because this is their first run through of the series. I'm all caught up.
Yeah. I have the only One Piece YouTuber I watch is How to Train Your Gavin. That's because he started reading One Piece at like the exact same time we did. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh hey, and so
I really enjoy his reviews too because he reacts to them chapter by chapter.
yeah, he does a chapter by chapter. Yeah,
oh, that's fun.
it was very
That's
hard to
intense.
watch his Marineford though. I felt so
Yeah.
bad for him.
Why is it called One Piece when I'm in a million of pieces?
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
Bars.
Ace is like his favorite character. Oh no.
Yeah. And then he's like, he was just like crying for like literally so long.
Oh, really? I must be like the biggest heartless bastard alive. Like if my favorite character had as cool of a death as Ace did, I'd be like happy. I'd be like, at least he went out in a cool way.
Mm-hmm. Went out in a blaze.
I think if we all lived in like the same area, we could all read at the same time, but we don't. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and also we all have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
Like doing this is not our full-time
Big
job,
oof.
unlike some of the other YouTubers.
It's a good idea though. Maybe like when we're if and when we will get caught up eventually. We could like
Yeah, we can go
read the
back
small
and
chunk
chapter.
together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're slowly building it up as we do, like, post stream. So if it
And
if
I
it
think
happens to keep
It's
going,
also
then we do
good
it.
that we have like a different perspective here since we're like a whole group of VTubers talking about it.
Yeah, it's fun.